Hey there, it's BitB, and welcome out to another BitB stream. Thanks for coming out. It is currently Saturday, and I am doing some more dual Destinies. Hello, everybody over in the chats, whether you are on Twitch or over on YouTube. And the vacuous void that is Mixer. Anyways, so when we last left off, it appears that Hugh may or may not have been the person that did the crime, according to what Juniper has apparently said. Though I feel like that's one of those, they're going to pull out from under the rug at one point, just like, oh, nope, turns out that's not the case, and it's this other person, this other party, as they tend to do with these games. I have a strange suspicion that, none of the three had anything to do with it, but I would be very surprised if it turned out that maybe somebody did. And I'm just, over-skeptical and thinking too hard about the game, which is entirely possible. Okie dokie, let's go ahead and dive into the game, shall we? Here we are. Last where we left off. October 26th, 9:45 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. Were you able to sleep last night? Sleep? Oh, sure I slept. For a grand total of 0 hours. Oh, that sucks. Hey, you fancy smancy pantsy guy. Guten Morgen, you two. You look like you're ready to put on a real show. But before you do, I have a good luck gift for you. Hopefully it's not, planted evidence. The voice print analysis came back, and the results couldn't be more clear. The voice in the mock trial video and the tape recording are one and the same. In other words, the recording's a fabrication. Hell yeah! Lab is continuing their study on the tape. So far, they've found signs of overdubbing. But it's going to take a bit longer to recover the audio that was erased. Oh, who be thumping? Who's there? Wait! Was it Box? Did you see who it was? Scuttlebot? No, I got a quick look, but they got away. I think it might have been Hugh. I bet he was eavesdropping. I wonder if he saw our hand. Oh, I'm sure he wasn't the only one just now. I bet Robin and Box Girl were listening in too. Exactly. Box Cat. I'll make sure they don't make a run for it. This is my final gift to you. Okay. All that's left now is to reach out to the truth. Time for a mini Chords of Steel workout. I'm Apollo Justice, and I'm fine. Your turn. I'm Athena Sykes, and I'm fine. She is so not fine. October 26th, 10 o'clock a.m., District Court. Courtroom number 4. I hope you've styled up your beard because you need to look fashionable today. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Juniper Woods. The Sykes Brigade is totally psyched. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is ready as well. Isn't that right, Prosecutor Blackwell?
He is so whipped.
Yes, well, moving all right along. Yesterday's adjournment was unexpected, yet necessary. But I'll be running a tight ship here today, so no funny business from anyone. Understood?
Hello, funny stuff. Court, engaged. At first I thought you said Guten Tag. I'm like, Jesus, so much German in here.
Your baldness, Robin Newman and Hugh O'Connor have recanted their confessions. But later I shall grill them at leisure to find whether I can charge them with perjury.
Dang. Shadow says, Apollo says I'm fine all the time, but he's almost never fine. And Athena doesn't say I'm fine, but she's almost always fine. I feel like in this case, if you haven't gotten a lot of sleep, you're not fine.
Well, this sure complicates matters. Still, one must not overlook the facts. Now, about the school camera photo that was submitted yesterday. A pity, but that evidence is no longer relevant to this case. The art room clock runs fast. It cannot function as an accurate measure of time. As for the bungling detective who overlooked that, he is paying for his failure as we speak.
A massive flogging. Poor Detective Fulbright. I hope he returns to work with all his body parts intact. I don't know. Man, Gumshoe had it pretty soft. I mean, all he had to do was, like, whenever he got some kind of penalty, it was just a dock on his paycheck. And then he ended up living off of, like, worms outside.
But if that's the case, then what will we... The accused is the sole person who could have moved the body from art room to the stage. And I mean to prove it here this day.
It's just like Detective Fulbright said. But what else does he have up his sleeve?
My understanding of this heinous crime is thus. The murder took place near the center of the art room, as evidenced by the bloodstain. Blood was also found on some pottery next to the window over the maintenance area, which is to say the body was carried over to that very window. From there, it was dropped down to the maintenance area below. And though there were nary a scratch to the body aside from the fatal wound, that too was per the script. A high jump mat was employed to cushion the fall.
I miss Gumshoe too.
He was so bumbling and hilarious. Then a ball cart was used to haul the body over the stage.
That's not very clever. I mean, it's the same exact body moving scheme as the script. Anyone could have moved the body that way.
Objection.
Your propensity to spew forth words before you think is not very clever either.
Why you? Fancy pants.
Moreover, the prosecution has a witness which is most unfortunate for you. Witness, it's time for you to come forth.
Reputable guy. I guess we'll see what his side of the story is, and maybe it's got some merit.
Well then, will the witness please state his name and occupation?
Hugh O'Connor. I'm a senior at Themis Legal Academy, and I'm studying to be a lawyer. Yesterday, I told that lawyer that I would testify to the truth. So I intend to cooperate fully in today's trial. Happy now, Miss Sykes? No, because you're going to be lying through your teeth. Ugh, what's he up to now? Sneezes in my general direction. Hello, Gabby.
The court appreciates your cooperation, Mr. O'Connor. Now, your testimony, please.
And Brennan, hi. Just in time for the testimony. Again, what actually happened? You feel like it's been a while since my last stream. I mean, it was, like, literally Wednesday. Although I will say, like, when you're not streaming consistently every single day, like, I don't want to do that. There are some people that do stream every single freaking day, or at least, like, 5 times a week. It's like, no. No, I need breaks. Anyway. The lecture hall was packed before the mock trial, but the rest of the campus was empty. That's when I saw Juniper dragging a larger mat from behind the stage. I was watching her from a vantage point between the stage and the maintenance area. She was heading towards me, so I assumed she was on her way to the maintenance area. But I didn't have time to stand around and see what she did after that. Shadow says, I will never understand streaming that much. Pretty simplistic concept, like, on the surface. The funny thing is that when it comes to streaming, you could basically do whatever you want. There's, like, whatever kind of content, whatever kind of structure you want. You could literally just have a stream where you, like, pop on and just chat. That's about it. Or, like, reaction videos. That's it. I like to put a little bit of showmanship into it. Anyway. The real truth hurts so much, doesn't it, Miss Sykes? Or maybe you thought I was going to bring up something else entirely against your client. Never a snappy comeback when I need one. He's coming straight at us today using any means possible.
To protect the students who had to climb up high when setting up the stage, a mat was brought over to the stage from the storehouse.
Our client is the student council president. What's wrong with her taking it upon herself to put the mat away after they'd used it?
Objection!
Am I playing Smash tomorrow? Oh, of course I'm going to be playing Smash tomorrow. I gotta, like, both play Joker horribly and then get my my anus handed to me when I play matches online. So, that should be fun.
Oh, there is plenty wrong. There is but one mat in the entire school that could cushion a fall from such lofty heights. Ergo, the mat in question was indispensable to moving the body.
Ah! It sucks being the last to know everything. Did I see you unlocking Joker? Unlocking Joker? No, I have not seen that. When you go on, when we go online, everyone will go Joker. We'll see. We will see.
I think I get it now. The drag marks we saw behind the stage were made by the mat. If the only mat that the thickness was if the only mat of that thickness was where the body is assumed to have been dropped, it would be hard to deny a possible link to this case.
We're off to a bad start again. You sure you're okay, Athena? No. It's game on, Hugh. Game on. This game has the best faces. They've definitely... I don't know about that. I've seen some ridiculous faces in Ace Attorney games, but this one's up there. Shadow made Trucy's catchphrase, "You okay, Clavier?" each time he misspeaks.
I'm gonna turn your arrogant perfect score grin into a teary-eyed frown of failure.
Bring it on!
The lecture hall was packed before the mock trial, but the rest of the campus was empty.
Do I like horror games? Oh, not really. Oh, Jesus. Athena's angry. Hold on a sec. Hold it! Hold it! Hold it right there!
What? I was just getting to the important part. Eager to unsheath your blade, Saixono? Your heavy breath heaves to where I stand.
How rude! A human's breath doesn't travel anywhere near that far!
So the only issue is distance. You're not denying that you're a heavy breather?
I'm just saying that scientific studies have proven that it's not...
Hang in there, Athena. No matter how many insults they hurl, it won't affect the judge's opinion on you.
What about my own self-esteem?
Let's get back to what happened before the mock trial.
Do I like horror games or horror movies? You know, not really. I've never really understood the appeal of scaring yourself. Like, I get the adrenaline rush and all that, but I personally am not really much interested in horror types of stuff. Like, not much, not really. There you go.
So that's when I saw Juniper dragging a large mat from behind the stage.
Our client was simply putting the mat away. It had nothing to do with this case.
Objection. That is where you are wrong. There's but one mat in the entire school that could cushion a 3-story fall. Hence, the mat dragged by the accused was essential to moving the body.
If we win this one, I promise to donate another thick mat to the Academy. A Child's Play remake trailer keeps coming up in your recommendations. You were curious to see if I like horror things. Oh, again, not really. Like, I pretty much actively avoid it. It's not something that I can really jive with. As well as also, like, one, I don't like being scared, and two, when it comes to horror stuff, I actively attempt to try and not get into it. Like, I'll be watching this, I'll be watching, like, a horror movie or being in some kind of a horror game, and I'll joke around with it more than I'll actually pay attention to it. You know.
Now, show me how to show you the truth.
Show me how to show you the truth. That is a very weird sentence.
You'll have my full cooperation.
I was watching her from a vantage point between the stage and the maintenance area. You hate horror movies, but you love horror games like Five Nights at Freddy's, at Bendy, and The Ink Machine. Again, I sort of kind of almost... I don't like to play them all that much, but I do like to play them for, like, the joking factor. That's kind of why I did that one Snatcher stream way back. And if you haven't seen that, it's basically just me doing the Snatcher impression for an entire stream. So, I don't know. The VOD's available. Mr. O'Connor, are you positive you were standing exactly where you said? I was between the stage and the maintenance area, and she was behind the backdrop. He's sticking to his guns. The issue here is where he was standing when he says he saw Junie. But nothing I say will mean anything without evidence. Time to dig a little deeper. Oh, and before you ask, I had my glasses on. Therefore, I'm positive it was Juniper. That is not an issue. I feel like that's probably the statement I gotta, like, shove things on. Snatcher's Candy Scavenger Hunt. That was weird. Shadow doesn't like horror media in general. So bad with suspense that he actually purposefully spoils self on games so you don't die. I can see it. She was heading towards me, so I assumed she was on her way to the maintenance area. You shouldn't assume anything. It only shows that you're not positive.
Objection. Such wild momentum. Perhaps you were a raging bull in your past life?
Objection.
Don't compare me to some stupid farm animal.
Wait, Justice Donor.
Our assertion is Juniper was simply putting the mat away. In that case, where would she be taking it? Oh, to the storehouse over in the maintenance area.
Precisely. Therefore, there is naught wrong with the witness's judgment in this matter. It is your wild charges that are the issue here. But I cannot help it if you keep seeing red.
He's gonna get a face full of Justice Apollo style if he keeps that up. Anyway, I saw her heading towards me. Also, I'm playing as Apollo now. I mean, they're both behind the bench. That's how that works. Where's Phoenix? You only see the girl now. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm currently playing as, you know, the two that are basically interns. Which is fine, because Phoenix is a little bit too smart and too bright for these little cases. Anyway. But I didn't have time to stand around and see what she did after that. Well, why not? That's entirely possible that someone else moved the body, correct?
Objection. Are you mad or merely delusional? Everyone was in the lecture hall before the mock trial. The rest of the campus was empty. Ergo, the only probable suspects were the 3 trial participants.
I know! Thank you for stating the obvious. I also know that you, Hugh O'Connor, were one of the participants.
Mr. Confidence sure goes all out when he tells the truth.
Well, I don't think he meant for any of that to be misleading, but it doesn't make it factual. Careful now, Athena. A genius like Hugh could be leading you right into a trap. I'd be surprised if he wasn't, but all I can do is charge forward with both eyes open. And get my eyes gouged out. Shadow says, I assume Phoenix is just lounging around in his office doing nothing while he makes Apollo and Athena do all the work. You know what? I think he deserves it after all the stress he's been in. So give him that. Anyway, I was watching her from a vantage point between the stage and the maintenance area. Is there any proof that we have on hand that would point out that she would not have been there? Let me think. I don't think... Well... Hugh Scrap. No, I don't think so. It's hard for me to, like, remember all this stuff because it's been a while since I've seen this this evidence. The lecture hall diagram, I don't think that would be anything. Okay, we have 3 pages of stuff to work with. I feel like we gotta prove that at the angle he was at, he probably didn't see her in some capacity. Between the stage and the maintenance area. Do we have a diagram of that sitting in here somewhere? Because maybe I could use that as my my advantage. Top secret script written by Junie. You know what it is? Okay, hold on a second. Could it have something to do with just the fact that Junie was inside this office at this particular time? Although we've already thrown out that picture, apparently, so... let me take a look at these pictures real quick. The stage and the maintenance area. Is this the maintenance area? I'm trying to recall if that's the case. I mean, there's big old metal barriers. I wonder if maybe that could be the case of it. Let me try this. Objection. Hey, I got it! So, you saw the back of the stage from between the stage and the maintenance area? Well, let's take a look at this photo taken by Miss Scuttlebutt, shall we? This photo shows the student setting up the stage the day before the mock trial. Do you see the big construction screen to the right of the stage in the background here?
Why, yes. In fact, there were a bunch of those next to my house until a few days ago, too. It was so noisy behind there, but I couldn't take a peek. Oh, it piqued my interest.
Frickin' judge. Exactly, Your Honor. You cannot see past such screens. That is their purpose. Now, let's see. How exactly is that screen positioned again? Since it was to the right of the stage, it should be right here. And from this vantage point, the witness claims to have seen our client behind the stage backdrop.
Oh my, but the screen would have been completely in the way.
Got it. That's right. Therefore, the witness couldn't have possibly seen our client from this point.
Ouch.
Yeah, how do you explain that away, buddy? I can see through walls.
Order, Mr. O'Connor, rather. Sorry. Have you been lying to this court?
The screen. Right. It must have slipped my mind. What? Are you telling me you, Mr. Genius, forgot something as literally big as that? There are two kinds of memory lapses. The normal kind you mouth breeders have. Jeez. And the genius level lapses of memory that people like me have. I'm a genius. I have X-ray vision. I am Herobrine, Your Honor. Why don't you just admit that it was a normal, everyday brain fart already?
Will the witness now please restate what he remembers minus the lapse of memory?
That's easy. I was on the other side of the screen. In other words, I witnessed Juniper from the stage side of the screen. Convenient. You are testifying that our client was behind the stage. But need I remind the court, the back of the stage is not visible from the front. To actually see our client behind the stage from the stage side of the screen, the witness himself would also have to be in the same area behind the stage. But in that case, our client would have definitely seen Mr. O'Connor.
Yeah.
Why do I carry around this bow still? Nice one, Athena. Keep it up.
Objection.
Nope, we can't keep it up. Oh, what an adorable burb.
All right, golden boy, is this not your chance? Telling the truth will be like a weight lifted from your chest.
Ooh, Shadow's dying Easter eggs. Sweet. The truth? What truth?
The fact that golden boy here was where he initially stated. That is to say, he was between the maintenance area and the stage.
Objection.
But then the screen would have blocked his view of... Okay, what excuse do you have?
On the ground, yes. His view would have been blocked, indeed. But consider how smoke always wants to rise up high.
Athena, look at the photo again. Do you think... Were you on the freaking crane? Something on the other side of the screen. Something high enough to see the stage. No way! The crane right here? But I don't remember seeing a crane there on the day of the mock trial.
I levitated, Your Honor. I am Jesus. Me neither, but it's probably safe to assume it was moved before you found the body.
That's far enough, Prosecutor Blackwell. Remember, you promised.
I recall making no such promise. It was you who came blubbering to me about keeping quiet in exchange for information.
What the hell? What is going on in the background of this entire case? What's this all about? About a promise? Is this about whatever Blackwell is using against him?
What's it got to do with going into this crane?
Did he lift something? I think he might have lifted something.
Golden Boy did not go up in that crane for fun. He was working part-time as a crane operator within school grounds.
What? Do you mean to tell me a high school student was operating a crane? Probably illegally, because I don't think you would have the licensing to do that.
The witness, I object to the prosecutor's last statement. There's no proof I ever operated that crane.
Fingerprints, maybe. Actually, there just might be something that proves you did.
What?
If this whole part-time job thing is true, I doubt it would be limited to a single day. You were probably working at the same site the previous day, too.
Is this what you were thinking of, Athena?
Oh, hello. Okay, can we identify that that's him? Yep. As the court can see, this photo captured the crane's operator. And if you look carefully, he bears a definite resemblance to Mr. O'Connor.
Are you serious? This is ridiculous.
But Lisa, yeah, I guess you're doing work. You're just probably getting paid for it too.
How very interesting. Let's ascertain whether this is as ridiculous as the witness maintains.
The defense agrees with the prosecution. Let's bring the facts to light.
That's all very well and good, but just how do you propose to do that?
The person in the photo has one really distinguishing feature. I mean, he's got blue hair, red scarf thing. I'm 100% sure, but it's at least... Okay, I'm not 100% sure, but it's at least worth a try. We can clearly identify the person in this photo as the witness by examining... Quack? The figure in this photo is wearing a very unique object around his neck.
Why, yes, you can see it right there. But then, are you saying you mean to...
Mr. O'Connor's neck is almost entirely concealed by his tall collar. I never noticed that before. But that's exactly why I believe this warrants further examination.
No, not a chance. That would be a blatant violation of my privacy.
You mean just slightly unzipping your jacket a little bit and letting the collar open up? Really?
You are a disgrace of a man. Now start unbuttoning that collar before I hack it off.
Yeah, what's the big deal? Now, let's see your neck.
Guess I have no choice.
Aha! Well, it's kind of more pink than red, but gets the point across.
Well, oh my!
I am very smart. I am so smart. SMRT. So, where did you buy that neckband, if I might ask?
I didn't buy it. It's handmade. And there's only one like it in the world.
That's gonna help me out. Well, it sure looks like the neckband in the photo. Should we have the photo analyzed?
You are one irritating lady. Fine, I admit it.
I work a part-time construction job. It has nothing to do with our school. Operating heavy equipment's no big deal for a guy who can parallel park one-handed. But I never expected one of my jobs would take me to my own school.
But when you factor in all the required tests and apprenticeship period, wouldn't you have to be at least 20 to have a license for operating a crane?
Oh, about that. You see, I'm a genius, so, this is what I was thinking. He's probably doing it illegally.
Objection! Let us dispense with this inane charade, Golden Boy.
No, Prosecutor Blackwell, please don't.
High school seniors are 19 at most. Thus, they fail to complete the requirements. But that does not apply to you. Does it, Mr. O'Connor?
Why doesn't it apply? He's a senior, so he's around that age, right? Is he more than that? Is he like a 40-year-old in a 20-year-old's body?
No, don't, please! Actually, Golden Boy here is 25. He took a 7-year break from school.
So much for genius. Wait, come again?
Take a gander at the official school enrollment documentation. 'Tis all right there.
That's not something to be ashamed of, man.
Oh, a 25-year-old?
Really? What's the shame in that? I know plenty of, 40-year-olds that are going to college.
7-year break. 7 years. I have just one thing to say. There are two kinds of 7-year breaks. The ordinary kind you mouth breathers take.
Shut up!
And the genius kind of people like me take.
Dude, shut up. What, do you go off and eat caviar while you're on those 7-year breaks, you genius piece of crap? But a genius would quickly become a chore for a 7-year break. Wait, a genius would quickly become a chore for a 7-year break. What?
I think you have that backwards, Athena.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like, that sentence doesn't make any sense.
Even geniuses make mistakes. I just happened to make mine only 7 years in a row.
Only Hugh could get away with using only like that.
Caviar break!
And then eating caviar for 7 years and coming back just like, God, what smells of fish eggs?
Enough of this jibber-jabber. Suffice to say, the witness was up in the crane when he saw the accused dragging the mat. The accused readied all she needed to move the body immediately prior to doing so. That much is clear. I see no need to deliberate the matter further. Considering that the body was moved in the same manner as the script, I find Prosecutor Blackwell's claim to be quite persuasive. Does the defense care to dissuade me?
I need to go home. My caviar eating skills for 7 years. Hone my caviar eating skills for 7 years. So it's like eating one fish egg every single minute per day for 7 years. As long as the mat was used to move the body, Junie's going to be under suspicion.
Athena, I just thought of something. What was Hugh doing in the crane right before the mock trial?
That's what I was thinking. It's just like, why were you there? He couldn't have been on the job at the time. I mean, he was waiting for the trial to start. Yeah, why was he in the crane? Wait, you don't think... Your Honor!
Yes, Miss Sykes?
I've got it. I've got an amazing idea that will turn this prosecution's claim on its head. A little conjecture has never stopped us before.
Interesting.
Mr. O'Connor, you were using the crane to... Move the screen. Move yourself. Move the body. I do not think moving the body is the proper choice here. I mean, it might be. Not sure. I'm going to say. I think he might have been moving the screen. There's just something about that option that feels like that would be proper. Uh-oh. This screen was in your way, so you wanted to move it.
Then why, pray tell, is it still in the exact same spot it always was?
Fair. That's easy. The witness changed his mind.
This court is close to changing its mind about the defense.
Whoops. Okay, so maybe we are going for the hard twist. Another chance at that one, please. I figured maybe it was just a little bit too soon. All right. The body was just like it was in the script, so it must have been moved like in the script too. At least, that's what the prosecution believes. How simplistic. Even foolish. He's smiling too much. This is a trap, isn't it?
Those are pretty strong words, Athena. You sure about this?
The witness is a licensed crane operator, so he could have been used to move the body.
Objection. Well, Golden Boy, care to chime in? I intend to say no more on the matter. Save that this does not bode well for you.
Wait, he's on my side this time? Or is this another trap?
Watch this.
Ooh, yeah, no, don't do that.
I could use a bow and arrow one-handed.
Wow, that's a crazy level of dexterity. I can even drive a crane with one hand. That's easy. But operating a crane itself is so complex, it requires both hands. Now, I would have the court look at this. Oh, shoot. When did that happen? Oh, please tell me that's a ketchup stain.
Actually, yes. How'd you know? I have an addiction to fries, let me tell you.
You wish. My hand was injured and required surgery. That's the reason I kept my hand in my pocket all this time.
I have already verified this with the hospital of treatment. Quite a nasty wound, they say.
Can he stop bragging? No. So, how did you hurt it? I see no need to discuss that. It has no relevance to this case.
2 hands are required to operate complex machinery, such as a crane.
Oh, so O'Connor is Sans. No.
Ergo, on the day of the mock trial, the witness was incapable of moving the body by crane.
Now I'm the fool! Well, no. What if you had an accomplice? I'm planning on moving the crane the night before... Wait, I planned on moving the crane the night before the mock trial, but then I got injured. Wanting to keep my part-time job a secret, I had to do it just before the mock trial instead. And here I thought this was the big break we'd been waiting for.
Now that the defense sophistry is laid bare, I would have the court recall my claim. The body was dropped out of a 3rd-floor window to a mat near the maintenance area. Then a ball cart was used to move it to the stage. See, I've been paying attention.
We weren't asking that you... Jesus. Nobody is out to attack you, Your Honor. Come on.
Well done, Your Boldness. Now, consider this. The accused was sighted dragging that mat. Ergo, it was she who moved the body.
But can we prove he could control the crane with one hand?
Well, I think you were on the right track, Athena.
You do?
Yeah,
Juniper remains the prime suspect if we assume the body was moved per the script. So, as the defense, you have to figure out how else the body could have been moved. But... No, is he telling me to think of another way besides the crane?
Miss Sykes, if you have a counter-argument, this court would love to hear it. And if you do not, it is time for the verdict. Isn't that correct, Your Boldness?
Stop cutting in. Stop controlling things. No, not yet. All I have to do is show that the body wasn't moved like it was in the script, right?
Well, that would show me that the mat had nothing to do with this case. There is a sword of great renown that cuts down sophistic lawyers. Its name is evidence.
You don't scare me. Force a smile, Athena. You can do it.
What's wrong with your face, Athena? It's a weird mix of terror and creepy grin.
Just focus on how the body could have been moved without it being dropped. How could anyone lower it without just dropping it? It's not like it could fly. Or maybe it could. After all, there is a way to zip between the art room and the stage. Come on, you're really going to give me this answer? I knew this was coming. Someone could have easily used that thing.
Oh, yes, of course. Miss Sykes, the court would like to see what you have for us.
All I have to do is show the tiniest shred of a possibility. The mat and ball cart weren't used to move the body. This is what was used. Okay, what's the thing that's the most connected to the zip line? Let me take a gander at this. I feel like the banners probably would not be it. Not entirely sure. Let me see. Where do I have, do I have like a picture of a zip line somewhere? Or, you know, the strings. It might just actually be the school banner. My badge!
How in the world? Did you do it?
Yes! Let me see. Large banner that was hung by a wire between the stage and the... There we go. I think this is it. Because this piece of evidence talks about the wire between the stage and the art room. Oh, and also, it's got that blood stain in it. So, you know, there's the other part. The key here is the thing that ties the art room and the stage together.
Might I propose an idea? It might do you well to tie your lips together, lest you further expose your ignorance.
You're ignorant, sir. That isn't exactly the time for black comedy, Prosecutor Blackwell. Anyway, the court will recall the wire on which the school banner was hung with care, in hopes that a mountain of lawyers soon would be there. Excuse me. That wire was strung between the art room and the stage, which allowed students to run a reel in the school banner from the art room. Run or reel in. Brr. The body could have easily been lowered down to the stage via this wire.
Objection. Spare me your armchair theories. This wasn't some kind of high wire act. The body surely would have fallen. Yet there are no signs of blunt force trauma.
Objection.
Oh, you surprised me, Prosecutor Blackwell. You didn't actually think I failed to account for that.
I'm sure that's exactly what he thought.
Well, I might be a little bit daft, but I'm not that daft, you asshole. When we investigated the stage yesterday, the bottom part of the school banner had been tied into a pouch-like shape. And pouches are useful for carrying things. What do you think this one could have carried?
Well, go on. Please explain.
Your Honor, come on. The body was bundled into the pouch-like section of the banner and sent down the wire. Fancy. The body would have been down on that stage in a flash, and there'd be no need for a mat.
I've heard the phrase carrying the banner, but the banner doing the carrying? Objection. I've no patience for you and your cheap parlor tricks. Your claim is as shaky as a corpse performing that absurd high wire act.
If you have an actual objection, then just come out and say it. What, do you have a sense of physics to go on here?
I trust you recall the bloodstains left on the art room pottery. If the wire had been used to move the body, it would have to be via the window above the quad, the one with the winch. However, the blood-stained pottery was next to the window above the maintenance area.
That's true. I mean, have you not heard of blood spatter?
Ergo, the wire and the banner had not all to do with this case.
Oh. The blood-stained pottery. I remember that.
This doesn't look good. We'll be back to the mat theory if you don't do something. Well, Miss Sykes, I hope you have something better than this time than a circus act.
If my wire theory is true, then that blood on the pottery must have been the victim's blood. What? Blood at all? Is this not spelled correctly? I feel like this should say not blood at all. If my wire theory is true, then that blood on the pottery must not have... Oh, wait, no. This not have been the victim's blood, or must not have been blood at all. Sorry, I'm the one that read it wrong. All right. So, I forget. We had somebody actually investigate that to see if it was blood. I don't remember if we got the... I don't know if we got the report for that back. If there's multiple people's blood in this case, we're in trouble. Actually, come to think of it, in theory, it would be two people's blood now, wouldn't it? Considering we have one person that's got a pretty nasty cut on their hand. Maybe it's not the victim's blood. Did the police check to see from whom the blood on the pottery came from?
Shame on you, Sykes Dono. Have a little more respect for the constabulary.
Whoop, whoop. Oh, hi. You're back. Oh, what do you have to say?
Fulbright.
Looks like they didn't check it. Don't let it get you down, Prosecutor Blackwell. Everyone makes mistakes, except for Perfect Boy on the witness stand.
Spare me your cheek. We will know not either way till the tests are run.
Which is funny because we actually brought it up with, we brought it up with Fulbright at one point, and it's just like, oh yeah, we'll get that checked out. It just as we trust. And then he proceeded to not do it. Freaking genius. True, but in the meantime, I'm going to press my claim as far as I can.
Your baldness, I demand that the blood on the pottery be analyzed this instant.
And we're all going to sit here and twiddle our thumbs until it finally comes back.
But of course, it shouldn't take long to get the results back.
Wow, we did. We actually did.
This blasted bird. Oh my, that was quick. We're history if it turns out to be the victim's blood.
Please, please let it be someone else.
It seems the blood was not from the victim. Wow! Furthermore, a comparison with other parties involved with this case reveals that the blood belongs to one Hugh O'Connor.
Score! I knew it. Yeah, what do you have to say about the whole hand injury situation? Did that really happen on the job? What went down? Don't worry, Junie. Just try to relax. Hugh's hands. His hands were dripping with blood. Right. Well, that explains the, dripping blood thing. Your Honor, as we saw earlier, the witness's left hand had suffered a serious injury. He sustained the wound in a struggle with the victim, and his blood got on the pottery. Then, Junie saw his blood-stained hands as they passed each other in the first floor hall. It's the only explanation that covers everything.
Objection! There is but one way not to turn aside her blade, but do not cast the blame on me. Your grudge is with Sykes Dono, for it is she who forces me to expose your secret. Fine. Whatever.
Wow, how much dirt does he have on you?
The court will observe this odd-looking envelope. It was inside that Miriam's scuttlebutt script was... oh, what?
Miss Scuttlebutts? But didn't the prosecution already claim that this envelope is the one that contained her script?
Circumstances have changed. You see, Golden Boy has hidden this from us all. Let's see here. My word! Talk about the world's most painful paper cut! Indeed, you can clearly see that if this envelope is not opened correctly, a powerful spring-loaded blade will shoot forth, leaving a horrible gash upon the hand.
Did Scuttlebutt do that? I don't know, Scuttlebutt's pretty violent.
The only one who had been told of the correct way to open it was Constance Court.
You really want to see my script that bad? Well, you better watch out. Read it without my permission, and you'll wish you hadn't.
Jesus Christ. Everyone in this school's a loony. Yikes. Miriam wasn't kidding when she said that.
Blood on the blade is the witnesses. Our genius here tried to sneak a peek at the wrong script, and paid for his foolishness.
Ah, Mariyokimon. Happy 420. What did you miss? Well, apparently there was a booby-trapped envelope, and Hugh O'Connor is directly in the middle of the, accusations right now. So there's a thing. Also, I completely forgot that it was 422. Yeah, pretty much. I don't know, it's weird. When you don't actually smoke pot, these things completely blow over you. I mean, I knew that it was coming, it's just like, I had absolutely no freaking idea. Mario doesn't smoke either, so there we go. Either that or we're both covering up. Hands blunt. Oh, it is legal in Canada. Alright, well, neat. So you wouldn't have to hide anything. Ouch! This guy's the worst genius I've ever seen.
Don't worry, Athena. The wound isn't that deep. We've still got the wire theory.
Yeah, I've got it. Since the blood by the window overlooking the maintenance area isn't the victim's, there's no longer any basis for denying the body was moved using the wire and banner. It's also legal in Colorado. Yep, it's not really widespread just yet, but I'm sure it will at some point. Therefore, the defense once again asserts just that. Oh, what?
You call yourself a lawyer? Don't you see the glaring contradiction in your thinking?
Huh?
The court would like to remind the witness that his role is not to point out.
But he will anyway, so yeah.
And you, how could you adhere to such outdated beliefs? But whatever. It seems you've forgotten the two statues that were on stage directly below the wire. A body sent sliding down that wire would have crushed into them. Care to explain that anyway? Why, I believe he's right. The statues and the wire are extremely close together.
So the body would have collided with the statues? What if they did collide? Wait, that's it. Blip, blip. Speaking of those statues, we still don't know how they were broken. But if we assume the body crashed into them... Beep boop. That would also explain the loud sound we heard while we were in the waiting room.
Oh, now that you mention it. You and Mr. Wright went out to the stage after you heard that sound, correct?
Objection!
Interesting. How very interesting. But may I ask just one question? When was it that you heard said sound?
It was a little after the mock trial had started. Mr. Wright and I were practically bored to tears there in the waiting room when... Dead!
Precisely. If that sound you heard didn't happen while the body was being moved, that would place it during the mock trial.
Which means the body wouldn't have been there before the mock trial started.
You see, right before the mock trial started, I saw the body.
He said he saw the body before the mock trial. If so, then my claim that the body was moved during the mock trial doesn't hold water. Stupid contradiction! It's gonna get me and our case killed.
The focus was on just 3 suspects because the body was moved before the mock trial. That has been the major premise thus far. Your assertion, therefore, contradicts the very foundation of this case. Objection. Both sides still lack incontrovertible evidence. So, should we not also treat Golden Boy's testimony with some level of suspicion? Good point.
Prosecutor Blackwell is on our side. No, he's not. He's on the side of just winning. So
I bet he's figured out the truth behind this case.
Well, great. As long as he's not up to something else. Probably is. He probably wants to get this guy thrown in the clink. If the statues really were broken when the body hit them, then Hugh's statement about seeing the body before the mock trial is a big fat lie. Okay, Mr. O'Connor. Let's get to the bottom of this contradiction about when you saw the body. Look me straight in the eye and repeat your statement to me.
Like I said before, before the mock trial, the body was, I shall only say this once, Golden Boy. You had best tell the truth, and do it now. That is, if your head wishes to enjoy the continued companionship of your body.
Yikes! Mario says, I love Blackwell's objection. I do too.
Now, out with it. Did you truly witness the body?
Or were you just lying about it? Well, which is it? You're a genius. You can figure this out.
You what?
I
never saw the body. Are you sure about that? Lie to this court again, and I'll charge you with a perjury. Yes. There was no body on that stage. I've been lying about it this whole time. I'm sorry.
But why? Yes, we've exposed Hugh's lie for what it's worth, or what it is. But why would he lie about this to begin with? That's my question. I want to know.
Order! The base premise for that body was moved before the mock trial has been overturned. I imagine this has an impact on both the defense and the prosecution's case.
Well, first I'd like to thank the prosecutor. This brings us one step closer to the truth. Now, at least we know the body was moved using the wire in the school banner.
Indeed. That much I shall concede, Sykes Dono. The body was moved as you stated, and in the midst of the mock trial. So both sides are satiated then? Now kiss. If the body was moved before the mock trial, we have our 3 suspects. But if the move took place in the midst of the mock trial, it is an entirely different story.
Right. All 3 suspects were in the mock trial. That gives them solid alibis.
Objection! How simplistic. Did you forget about the student in charge of the audio? Amidst the mock trial, she was the one soul who could leave and re-enter the lecture hall. What's this? Who is this person in charge of the audio?
Son of a bitch. Oh no, how could I forget? It was... Hey, what's the deal here? Why is Ginny so large in the shot?
Juniper was also in charge of the audio. When she saw it in the trial, she was in the audio control room dealing with the music.
Shoot!
Indeed, the one who could enter the odd room amidst the mock trial to move the body was none other than the accused Juniper Woods, for she was in charge of the audio.
No! Shoot! So everyone's off the table except her now. Cool!
Why, yes, I see. That does make perfect sense.
This can't be happening. Instead of exposing Hugh's crime, Junie's in even deeper. No matter how you slice it, we're cooked. Stick a fork in me, I'm done. And here I thought Prosecutor Blackwell was on our side, at least on this issue.
The Twisted Samurai strikes again.
Twisted! It's more like Dirty Rotten.
Your baldness. It's time to put an end to this farce. The prosecution has presented a quite convincing case, but the defense has one last chance to voice any remaining objections. Well, Miss Sykes.
Apollo, what are we gonna do? I've got nothing left. Nothing. Nada. Niet.
I've been trying to think of something, but I'm drawing a big blank, too.
Poor Junie. Unless we figure out something, she'll be... Objection. Objection. Well, I object to... Oh, who is our savior? You?
Stop right there. All ears to me. It's time you heard about the rare genius of Hugh O'Connor.
What? Again, if you're such a genius, actually prove something. What are you doing, your bow?
Listen and you will hear the secret behind my perfect crime. Perfect crime?
What's your endgame? Wait, this is some serious deja vu. Didn't we just go through something like this yesterday?
Yes, we did. This had better not be another one of his enraging traps. The murder, the moving of the body, the cover-up, it all sprung from my brilliant mind. Well, go ahead, arrest me. The real killer is right before you. Order, I say, Mr. O'Connor.
Is everyone gonna jump on stage again?
You already confessed yesterday that earlier today recanted your confession. As if you mouth breathers could comprehend my genius. The end justifies the means. Now, bow down and kneel. Kneel before my great and maddening intellect.
Objection.
This is quite enraging.
Enough. The only thing maddening is the ignominy you bear for all to see. For it is impossible for you to have been the perpetrator behind this crime. There's no perfect crime, only a perfect alibi, for you were at the mock trial. And it is silly that I must remind you of this, but you were a participant the entire time. There shall be no mercy if you persist in hindering this trial with your silly little act.
Mario's like, dear Lord, he's crazy. Non-public shame or disgrace. Hugh doesn't seem the least bit shaken by Blackwell's threat.
Listen, Mr. Prosecutor. Calling that a perfect alibi is beyond contempt.
Your Honor, I'd like to take this opportunity to offer further testimony. I will now demonstrate the very moment of genius that transcended even perfection. Do you need to be perfect all the time and show off to us at a constant click?
You won't believe this, but I used a body double. That wasn't the real me at the mock trial. That means I didn't almost lose. My body double almost did. I slipped out stealthily while my double took care of the trial. I had the run of the campus. In short, I'm the killer. Juniper's innocent. Who?
Hi, Professor Render. Here.
I have a question I was hoping the defense and prosecution might help answer. Is it just me, or does the witness's testimony make no sense at all?
No, it's not just you, Your Honor. All I got from listening to that was a headache. Yeah, that was just plain weird. Especially the whole thing about a body double.
Well, I'm relieved it's not just me. On the prosecution.
Your baldness, summon an ambulance this instance. The witness is stark raving mad.
Yes, I think that would be for the best.
At least you could plea for insanity.
Now then, let's pretend that never happened and move on with my verdict. Oh, for God's sakes.
You people don't believe me? It's not a matter of not believing you. It's more along the lines of questioning your sanity. Yeah, the funny farm just called. They want their genius back.
Shut your pie holes. The intellect of a genius transcends even logic.
Besides, don't you guys have that weird device for testimony like this?
Objection!
Lie detector? Which is not a weird science, and I don't waste them on ridiculous testimonies. Easy there, Tiger. Think of it this way. We don't want a verdict to be passed just yet. So how about we give Widget a try? Well, this is against my better judgment, but I'd like to conduct a short therapy session.
Your better judgment? I'm a judge, and it's far beyond mine. Yet I find it hard to say no. Prosecutor Blackwell, I trust you have no Prosecutor Blackwell?
It's just like, fuck it, I'm out. The prosecutor said, rubbish, we will be out on a stroll, and then left with Detective Wright. How does he get away with stuff like that?
Then I'll interrupt that. I'll interpret that as meaning he has no explicit objections. All right, Miss Sykes, you may proceed with your therapy session.
I've seen my share of crazy trials, but this one takes the cake. No, again, body double. How do you think you had a body double? Where, how, why? Help, Widget, help. You're my only hope. Okie dokie smoky. Yeah, he just seems very confused. Injustice, we skip. You won't believe this, but I used a body double. That wasn't the real me at the mock trial. That means I didn't almost lose. My body double did. I slipped out stealthily while my double took care of the trial. I had the run of the campus. In short, I'm the killer. Juniper's innocent is the last part. Oh, out of boredom. Woods, O'Connor, Court. Let me see. I'm going to try and probe this. Ooh, did I get it? I'm not 100% certain about any of this, but okay. Mr. O'Connor, yesterday you said that you didn't really care about Miss Woods anymore. I already told Juniper, so I might as well tell you. I don't really care about her anymore. What? Why? Yeah, well, Juniper reported my secret to Professor Court. His secret? Oh, the bribe. She wanted nothing to do with me because I had disappointed her. That's why I don't care about her anymore. I was never trying to protect her. My confession was always about one thing and one thing only. The truth.
Objection!
Bullshit. Mr. O'Connor, you feel great happiness in the fact that you might help set Miss Woods free. So much that it overshadowed all your other emotions. What are you... I can hear it clearly now, Mr. O'Connor. The discord you've been trying to suppress. People don't normally feel like you do when you confessed. So Hugh really was trying to protect Juniper. Yes, I'm sure of it. Hugh's feelings for her are the real deal. Alright, well the noise is dampened, but now we need to figure out more. But that means his confession is... Finally figured out the obvious... Oh, welcome back.
Why, Prosecutor Blackwell, you're back.
The
confession was naught but lies, save for the part about being in the mock trial. Can we all agree now that the killer is the one in charge of the audio, i.e. the accused?
Why couldn't you have taken a longer stroll? That's what I was thinking. Like, that was a pretty quick stroll. I figured that out really quick.
No! You haven't unraveled the genius of my body double trick yet!
You can't be serious. Do you really expect us to believe you had a body double?
Yes! Yes, I do! But if you think I didn't, then prove it!
Either we quit here and Juniper is found guilty, or we play along with Hugh's delusion. Let's go with the least worst choice. But first, let me update his testimony. Right, we got like 90% noise at this point. Okay, so now we have a little bit of a clearer thing. You won't believe this, but I used a body double. Why are you shocked about that? Hold on. That wasn't the real me at the mock trial. That means I didn't almost lose my body double did. Okay. Slipped out stealthily while my double took care of the trial. Run to the campus. I'm the killer. Junie's innocent. I wonder why he's upset about her being innocent. Let me try that. Nope, I don't think so. Mr. O'Connor, this emotion is inconsistent with your testimony.
You don't know what you're talking about. I take joy in my intellect, feel anger towards your superficiality, suffer sadness at the world's, oh god, screw you, man, and wonder at the universe's mysteries.
I should have brought my dictionary to court. Wait, let me try that one again.
I also suffer sadness at the futility of your efforts, but if you insist.
Okay. Oh, whoopsies.
A body double. What a bunch of baloney.
I know, but I can hear the noise. It means there's a contradictory emotion somewhere.
Contradictory emotion? Everything he says is one big contradiction.
Right, and that's why I can hear his inner voice loud and clear. If we just think about Hugh and his competitive nature, we should be able to figure out the root cause of his discord. Okay. Now, the other thing I was kind of weirded out about was like, you won't believe this, but I used to be a body double. I used a body double, rather. I used to be one. No. Why are you surprised about that? No? Is that not it? No, apparently not. Okay. Because I figured there wouldn't be any reason for him to be surprised about himself being having a body double. That wasn't the real me at the mock trial. That means I didn't almost lose my body double did. You know, there's absolutely nothing going on with this statement, and I wonder maybe something about this thing might have something to do with it. Slipped out stealthily while my double took care of the trial. Yeah, what I'm wondering is why, like, this is entirely quiet. I didn't almost lose my body double, didn't. I mean, wouldn't you be happy about that? Yeah. I didn't almost lose, you say. Very odd. You exhibited happiness the entire time, except during this statement.
You don't know when to give up. Wait, now that I think about it.
No, don't. Stop making stuff up.
When I left the lecture hall, it was during Professor Mean's pre-trial speech. That's when I moved the body. Then I slipped back in just before the verdict.
So you're saying you were there the moment your double was about to lose?
Yes, I was. Naturally, I wasn't happy when I saw that. In any case, I was at the far end of the lecture hall behind the screen. I figured no one would see me if I came and went through the doors there.
Objection! Oh, the eggs took longer than you thought. Oh, well. Well, at least the dying is done. Your egg dying, rather. Not so much done with the dying in this game. There are many, many dead people here.
Sykes, don't know how much longer will you indulge him in the charade?
Until his noise level is 0, sir. I'm his therapist now.
While it's true that none of the audience might see him go through either of those doors, the faculty seats on the balconies are a different story and have a splendid view.
Hugh O'Connor. Like funny stuff says like Hugh O'Connor, aka Hugh. Oh God, please stop! No, stop making stuff up.
I thought you could do better than that. The lawyer's bench is on the right side when facing the front of the hall. I use the door on the right side near the lawyer's bench. That means my movements were only visible to someone in the left balcony seat, but that seat was empty at the time, which is only natural. After all, it belonged to Professor Court, and as we all know, she was already dead by then.
That can't be right. An empty balcony seat on the left side contradicts this piece of evidence. My assumption is that it has something to do with this bit. Yeah! Professor Means should be up there. Mario Kimon says, you notice how they never once mentioned the prosecutor, professor? Huh. Actually, no, I didn't notice that. Shadow says, I can't rewind. How did I react to the whole Hugh thing? Confusion. Just like, oh God, please stop. Enough of this, this tomfoolery and this cover-up nonsense. If you want, you can go to the VOD, and you can take a look at it over on YouTube. No, not YouTube, but Twitch. Sorry, my bad. Court was the judge professor. Oh, okay. I have no idea where this contradiction is going, but I don't have any other moves at this point. Guess I'll just have to follow it and see where this takes me. You said that the left balcony seat was empty, but was it really? I saw it with my own eyes. It was definitely empty. But what about this diagram? According to this, Professor Means was supposed to be seated in the left balcony seat. But if you left the lecture hall during his pretrial speech, he would have been standing there at his seat addressing the students and faculty.
No, this can't be right.
How did Court and Means go against each other in court when one is a judge and one is a defense lawyer? I mean, both of them had different philosophies when it came to, how to find somebody guilty. Truth or just finding them guilty for no reason. Results.
You do no one any favor by exposing the falsities of his confession. I've told plenty of lies so far, but this part is true, I tell you. There was nobody in the left balcony seat. You gotta believe me.
It doesn't seem like he's lying this time. Okay, Mr. O'Connor, let's have you testify again, but this time, don't spare any details.
You got it.
I'll repeat it as many times as you'd like. I mean, my ingenious escape act warrants repeating, considering I'm the real killer. All I really care about is whether that seat was empty or not. Went head-to-head in court once. I don't even remember that. Anyways, so, the second floor was deserted. Why won't you believe me? It's true, I tell you. I went out through the back door without anyone noticing. Then all I had to do was go through the empty audio control room. Why are you so terrified about that? It leads into the hallway, so I was perfectly capable of moving the body. Again. Wabaha? Shadow says, I read something. It's ironic how this case is about how the end never justifies the means, when Turnabout Secession was all about the opposite, and they never reference secession. Anyway. I detected powerful sadness and fear right after you said this part. It's as if you'd said something you shouldn't have. What's wrong with you? You shouldn't reveal a person's inner feelings for all to see. Mr. O'Connor, it's you who is revealing your inner emotions by the way you speak. Plus, I have a good idea about what you're feeling sad. Why, rather. You're a horrible person! Can't you just leave me be? You said that you went through the empty audio control room, but that's not true, is it? There was someone who returned from there once Professor Means finished his speech. And that someone who was in the audio control room was... I feel like it would have been Juniper. Miriam! Also, I love the profile picture. It was Apollo! Yeah. Who else would be in there? That Walking Hugh picture looks like it could be a weird in-joke meme. Kinda. I could see that. You know, it just like Hugh O'Connor walks through time, and you just like superimpose him on a bunch of different places. You know, sort of like that Adrian Brody Quest thing. I know you realized there was a problem with your statement as you were saying it. That's why you felt so uneasy. If the audio control room really was empty, that would mean Miss Woods was roaming around the campus. Mr. O'Connor, if you really want to protect Miss Woods, just tell the truth. If you believe in her, revealing the truth is the same as protecting her. Juniper's innocent. That's the truth. But in this dark age of the law, the truth can be easily twisted to serve anyone's needs. When the end justifies the means, your only choice is to fight back with lies. Hugh's heart won't hold out under this battle between truth and lies. Is there something I can do to make him recant his false testimony? I fear nothing now that I have lost everything. Go ahead, Prosecutor Blackwell. Cut me down if you wish. I thought you'd never ask. With you gone, we may swiftly proceed to a verdict. Jesus! Frickin' Hulk. Why are you all so shocked when he does that? He's done that at least 3 times now. He broke out of his shackles again! I don't want to be the poor accountant down at the detention center. Hugh O'Connor, in defense to your valor, I will limit your suffering with one clean blow. Could you wait just one moment before you cut him down? Silence. Do not come between a samurai and what there. Wait a minute. Do not come in the standard says. I'm trying to like read it on the samurai and his foe. That's what it said. Yeek! I never learned about this in law school. Careful, prosecutor. Remember that shocking experience you had last time? Very well, Golden Boy may live. For now. Enough already, Mr. O'Connor. Miss Woods would never want you to protect her this way. She values the friendship between the 3 of you more than anything. That's where you're wrong. She doesn't feel anything for me now. Who does it matter anymore? I might as well tell you everything. This is no doubt news to you, but I am not and never was a genius. Fucking hell. Really? Sorry, but I already knew. Me too. And don't forget me. Though, in all fairness, it was pretty obvious.
I thought he was a genius at first, but,
that stuff he said was crazy. No need to rub it in. Just shut up and listen. It all started several days ago. I accidentally learned that my parents have been paying good money for my grades. But that's bribery. So the bribery wasn't Hugh's idea. All of my perfect scores were the product of cold, hard cash, not genius. Even worse, when I confronted my parents about it over the phone.
Uh-oh. Juniper overheard me. Oh my, what a terrible misunderstanding. I've been living a lie. I don't know what else there is to say. I'm no genius. I'm completely worthless.
As I smugly smirk.
A perfect 0.
Ouch. That's better poetry than I could have possibly made in this circumstance. You?
Even so, I still wanted to make it up to Juniper for disappointing her like that. That's why I wanted to clear her name by pinning the blame on me. I mean, she probably hates me now, so it'd be a relief for her to see me locked away.
If you were trying to help her, then why did you testify against her?
You were the ones who told me to tell you the truth yesterday, so I thought if I did, it would help her.
He wasn't trying to provoke us? Looks like we seriously misunderstood him, in more ways than one. At the detention center yesterday, Junie was in tears when she opened up to me. But the truth is, the friendship between the three of them is still rock solid. Oh, the power of friendship. It's disgusting. If there were something that could help me prove that to Hugh.
We even have proof of our friendship.
I wonder if it has something to do with the, the thing around his neck. But I'm saving just in case. Yeah, as long as our friendship lasts, you can bet we'll be carrying them around. I know. What about that proof of friendship they mentioned? I wonder where or what it is. Oh, herpty-ferpty serp. I didn't buy it. Take it off! No.
It's handmade, and there's only one like it in the world.
Maybe it's... No, that's definitely it. That band around his neck. Mr. O'Connor, that band around your neck. That's your proof of friendship, isn't it?
That's personal, miss. Proof of friendship? Is there anything like a proof of purchase barcode?
Your Honor, this isn't a market, shop, or store. In court, evidence is everything. That's why the three friends created friendship bands. It's the evidence that proves their friendship.
Oh, how very interesting. And chic.
If they have doubts about their friendship, they can look to the proof they have on hand. That's why Mr. O'Connor's hand always goes to his neck when he's pressured. It proves he still had feelings of friendship towards the other two. Has, rather.
It doesn't matter if I wear it or... wear it if those two...
But they feel the same way too. I know they wear their friendship bands somewhere. Junie and Robin must both feel the same as Hugh. I just know it. Everything Hugh has said leads me to believe that. In fact, they may have also just told me that the others wear their proof of friendship. Where they're easy to... where they're easy to touch? No, don't put it down there. They aren't wearing them now. Were they hard to spot? Maybe I did this wrong.
Really? And where might that be?
How about around the belly button? Or on the soles of their feet? That would be hard to see.
How could they wear their friendship brown pants there?
Oh, right. Is that a penalty? I hope not.
That's right, you're wrong.
Give me another chance. Right, okay. They're easy to touch. Weird. All we have to do is think back to their testimonies. Ready? Oh, jeez. Miss Newman holds her arm when pressured. And Miss Woods holds her wrist. I know Miss Woods very well. She would never abandon her friendship with you over something like this. And taking the blame for her will only succeed in making her terribly sad. Yeah, don't you feel guilty now? We still don't know who did the killing here. It almost looked like he was making bread. She, rather.
Robin, those bands of friendship that you made, just for the three of us.
I suppose this is like during the period where he,
You may
she
have
was a he.
forgotten about them, but not me.
Hugh.
Ah,
Yeah, she still got it.
Hey, Hugh.
Show yours.
and to think, I should have known better than to doubt my best friends.
I don't want to be an asshole, but it's like, yeah, shame on you. That voice does not fit Hugh. I kind of agree. Hugh's voice is like way too high in your opinion. Yeah. I didn't kill anyone, and I didn't have a body double. I didn't move the body. I didn't even see it, and it may look like I'm speed reading. It's in the art of mastering the bar exam, but I haven't read a single word. Well, you could have fooled me. In fact, you did. Hugh. So, Miss Sykes, can I place my trust in you? I'm gonna save Junie. So, yes, you can place your trust in me.
Then am I to understand that the witness is recanting his confession again? Yes.
I think that's gonna get him kicked out at this stage. Shadow says, I think Hugh's voice is somewhat high, vaguely similar to the one in the cutscene, still too high. He has weirdly specific ideas of everyone's voices. I mean, caricatures and specific stereotypes or, personality types, they lend to specific kinds of voices, I think, or at least the ones that we think of in our heads.
A most roundabout trial. I much prefer the turnabout variety myself. Now we are back to the fact that there was but one suspect who lacked an alibi. Which is, in the end, the truth you've been seeking this entire time.
So, we're back to square one. Now I'm exhausted and depressed. It probably doesn't matter at this point, but I might as well update the mood matrix. Yay! Poke around with this thing some more. Okay, cool. He did not have the double. Turnabout. I'm a fan of a roundabout. Screams are often really hard to make natural. Does that mean...
Further resistance is futile. We are the Borg. The time for a verdict is nigh.
Objection!
Please, wait!
What sort of devilry are you up to now?
What if our client wasn't the only one without an alibi? The trial would continue, right?
Well, yes, I suppose it would. But after such a thorough investigation, does such a person really exist?
Yes, we found someone. It may have seemed like a major roundabout, but Mr. O'Connor's testimony has cracked this case. There's no more noise. Hugh's telling the truth now. During the mock trial, the balcony seat opposite him really was empty, which now means there's one person unaccounted for. Yeehaw! Bye-bye. Besides Junie, the only other person without an alibi during the mock trial is this smiling scumbag. The balcony seat was empty. That much is true, isn't it, Mr. O'Connor? That's right. How many more times do I have to say it? So basically, Professor Means wasn't where he was supposed to be during the mock trial.
Silence. You, Blackwell!
No, not Blackwell. It's not Phoenix either. Everyone's going off the rails.
Need I remind you, every last soul in the lecture hall heard him deliver his speech.
I know, and that's not in dispute here. Now, let me explain how a speech could be given from an empty seat. It was given from hiding, given later, pre-recorded. What if the speech was pre-recorded? That's the only way the speech could have been delivered from an empty balcony seat. It's all back.
It was not me!
Wait, are you accusing Professor Means? That's insane! I mean, he's the one who gave me the tape recorder.
Take this to the police, he said, and tell them you found it.
What? Really? Wait a second. Mr. O'Connor, did you just say that Professor Means gave that phony recording to you?
Phony? The defense will refrain from hurling unsubstantiated allegations.
It is substantiated, sir. Well, I said he gave it to me, but what did you mean it's phony? Wow, who could have seen this development? Okay. The voice shouting, "You're a goner," as recorded on this tape, was dubbed onto it using a line our client said in the mock trial video.
Why, this is an extremely crucial piece of evidence.
We got it. I was crossing my fingers Smiley was the one that we would end up getting jailed at some point. And now it's happening. Professor Means gave Hugh the phony tape. If that's really true, then Professor Means has guilt written all over him. Your Honor, the defense moves to call Professor Aristotle Means to the stand.
Silence. The seat was never empty. 'Twas but an oversight by our dullard of a witness. An inmate who was formerly a surgeon once told me something. He said it's often all too easy to overlook critical symptoms.
Objection!
Well, we're not going to overlook this oversight. If the speech was pre-recorded, the basis for suspecting our client would be shattered. Let's check with Professor Means and see whether the empty seat was a witness oversight. A verdict without first looking into that would be inconceivable!
That's enough, both of you. Now, here's my opinion on the matter. While a surgeon overlooking critical symptoms is a problem, a witness's oversight, too, must not be overlooked. Thus, as to the matter of whether Professor Means was or was not, in fact, his faculty seat, I believe we must ask the professor himself.
I agree. Professor Means should be here in the gallery today.
Do as you please.
Hooray! We're getting what we want. Let's see, how long could this next round of, look at this next round of all these testimonies, like, be? We haven't cut to a to be continued, so probably not long.
Will you please state your name and occupation for the record?
Certainly. I am Aristotle Means. I teach the lawyer course at Themis Legal Academy, and let me add that while I welcome any opportunity to assist with the trial, I don't care for this undue suspicion.
Of course you don't. Don't worry, Professor. We're just interested in the mock trial video right now. Okay, signs. We just need to take another look at that speech you gave. Can we count on your cooperation in this?
Very well. If that's all you're interested in, please proceed, Miss Sykes.
Ew.
We need to find some sort of evidence that shows this speech was pre-recorded. All right, I believe we're ready. Let's roll the video.
Right. Have we ungarbled this at all?
Good afternoon. I would like to start by thanking you for coming here today. The mock trial, the crown jewel event of the school festival, will begin shortly. When I was a student, I too could hardly wait for this day to come.
Oh no, I'd forgotten how long and boring his speech was.
Z's.
Wake me up once this is over.
Hey, no fair.
The experiences of our youth have a powerful and profoundest effect on our wait. You there, wake up, pay attention.
Ah? I'm awake! Isn't that right, Your Honor?
I'm awake too, wide awake. See?
Blackwell doesn't care.
Once again, our pure white Lady Justice will be watching over all of you today. Pay attention, and you may make a difference one day. Now, let the mock trial begin.
So since everybody has fallen asleep, everybody could potentially be caught easier. Ooh, I can have my own, like, an entire Pokemon gym of Ace Attorneys.
That's about it. One of my better speeches, if I do say so myself. I even saw some of our students with tears in their eyes. He's obviously not familiar with the phrase, bored to tears. Listen, Sykes-Dono, if you have subjected me to this epic study in tedium without purpose, Taka will feast on your tongue after I've cut it out.
Jesus. You almost hit Widget, but you were asleep the whole time.
Well, Miss Sykes, did you notice anything strange about that speech?
I certainly did. Can I please hear that last part again?
Once again, our pure white Lady Justice will be watching over all of you today.
There! I finally found what we needed. Professor Means, I have only one question about your speech. Why does that last part we just heard contradict with this? That's gold. The professor said the pure white Lady Justice would be watching over them. But the Lady Justice in the video isn't even close to being white. It's as gold can be! Poker face.
I'm not sure I can wrap my jaw around that to test its authenticity.
I didn't say it was made of gold, Your Honor. Now, it's true that this statue is pure white. But it broke before the mock trial began. The one you see here is a replacement.
Oh, well, that's a shame on every count.
Ironically, this golden statue sticks out like a sore thumb compared to the white one. Meaning the professor wouldn't have made a mistake in its color if he'd been present.
It seems that I have caused some confusion, but it was merely an oversight on my part.
The statue was in the middle of the room. How could you not know what it looked like?
Well, I was in a balcony seat. Furthermore, the statue had previously been white. I'm afraid there isn't sufficient evidence of the speech being pre-recorded. We had our answer long ago. The accused was the only one to leave the lecture hall.
No, wait. Come on, we gotta have something else. There's gotta be something that can prove that the speech was pre-recorded. According to the mock trial video, the speech started here and ended here. It was a little over 10 minutes, but I doubt anyone wants to be tortured again. It was only a little over 10 minutes. It felt like it went on forever. How'd you figure out how long it was? Easy. There's a timestamp on the top right. All you have to do is subtract the time the speech started from the time it ended. The speech goes from 10 o'clock, or 10-minute mark to 20:35. So, okay, 10:35. Wait a second. I could swear I've seen the same interval of time listed among the evidence. Maybe there's a way for me to use the speech time to show that it was pre-recorded. 10 minutes and 45 seconds. Let's see. I can't take a look at that. That has nothing to do with, like, 10:35. The voice print analysis, let's take a look at this. Here we are! Our witness doesn't even look alive. Statue! The tape has about 10 minutes, 35 seconds of noise requiring further time. I would like the court to take a look at this.
And this is...
The voice print analysis that proves the voice of the tape recorder belongs to our client.
Yes, but didn't we just establish that the voice on the tape recorder was a fabrication?
We did. But what I'd like to focus on is the noise that is also there.
Noise?
Yes, the defense believes it resulted when the tape's previous recording was erased.
And what do you hope to prove by that?
The length of the noise is what's important. It's 10 minutes and 35 seconds in all. And what did the timestamp read at the moment Professor Means began his speech?
That would be exactly 10...
Now, let's fast forward this long-winded exercise in boredom to the end. Okay, stop. The video timestamp now reads 20:35. Based on this, we know the time it took for the speech alone.
Right, okay. Subtract 10 minutes and you get 10:35. 10 minutes and 35 seconds?
Right. 10 minutes and 35 seconds. The same as the noise on the tape recording. I assume you all understand what this means. Professor Means' pre-recorded speech had been where the noise is now.
Silence.
You seem rather confident considering this is a mere happenstance match of numbers.
But is it really just numbers?
The lab is continuing their study on the tape. So far, they've found signs of overdubbing. It's going to take a bit longer to recover the audio that was erased.
The police are analyzing the noise as we speak. It won't be long until we know what was originally there. Right, what do you have to say for yourself, Togaman? Now I'm sure of it. The professor was trying to create an alibi with the recording by pinning the crime on Junie. Well, he's not going to get away with it. Not on my watch.
Miss Sykes.
Whoa. That's different.
I believe you are well aware of my methodology. Even if Juniper were the perpetrator, I would vigorously defend her as per my word. And to that purpose I offered to be her lawyer. Alas, look what's happened.
All I've stated are obvious deductions derived from evidence and testimony.
Truth be told, I had no intention of testifying. I'd been keeping quiet for Juniper's sake. But now that you cast this blame upon me...
I have no choice but to reveal the truth. Uh-oh, this doesn't sound good. I will now reveal the truth behind why I had to pre-record my speech before the mock trial. I, Professor Means, always say what I mean and mean what I say by all means. Right, just come back. Let's see. Were you planning on taking a 10-minute bathroom break?
The defendant came to me with what she said was very important, and by necessity secret. She asked me to pre-record my speech and come to the audio room during the mock trial. Juniper confessed to the murder and asked that I get her declared innocent in court. She also said I'd become an accomplice after losing my alibi due to the pre-recording. But when I said I would protect Juniper, I meant it because it's the humane thing to do.
Scumbag.
Oh my! So you're saying the defendant threatened you?
So you're trying to get blackmail charges thrown on her too. Oh, great.
This has to be a lie. I mean, everything about it lines up too perfectly to be true. On this most consequential of occasions, let me be completely frank with you. Juniper has truly taken to heart my teaching that states the end justifies the means.
I don't believe you.
When she asked me to defend her, she said I must also prove her two friends innocent.
Her two friends are the witnesses?
Correct. Hugh O'Connor and Robin Newman. I was to ensure all three walked free. All three were to achieve their dream. That was the result of Juniper was seeking. And she was even willing to threaten me, her own prosecutor, to that end.
Professor, rather. Son of a bitch. Not prosecutor. Sorry, words are jumbled right now.
You no doubt had high praise for her ruthless tactics. Yes, well, that is why I vowed to vigorously defend her, despite her threatening me. And there was a time when lawyers merely sought the truth if they wished for victory in court. But alas, those days are over. Now, in the defense of justice, order, and all that is good, the end justifies the means.
I am so sick of hearing that phrase.
Though, it truly grieves me so, I must tell you this. Forsake the truth if it's victory you seek. Steel yourself for this new courtroom reality.
It's like some douchebag AAA developer saying that no one wants single-player games. No, we swear we don't want single-player games. Nobody wants that. Nobody at all. Never gonna work at all. Wait, where are you going? No, come back. Oh, we have Battle Royale. Wait, no. Stay here. That does it. He's gonna regret dragging those dismal, depressing ideas in here. Since he's already surrendered to the dark age of the law, it's up to me to fight it.
Why so silent, Psych Zoro? Something the matter?
This is a court of law. It's no place for long-winded talks about idealistic principles. That's why I'm gonna let the evidence do the talking.
Let's not get carried away now, Miss Sykes.
It will not do to have you attempting to discredit my doctrine. Do not force me to rectify this situation.
What are you gonna do? Take my badge? Oh, I shouldn't give him ideas. No, go ahead and rectify it. Only if I lose and you win, that is. Alright, let's tear this bastard down.
The defendant came to me with what she said was very important and by necessity secret.
I doubt our client would have come to you with something like that.
You have a point there. If only Professor Court had been alive, I suspect Juniper would have gone to her instead.
So, our client came to talk to you after Professor Court was dead?
Let's go through this step by step, shall we? First, Juniper came to me that day. Yeah, follow my lead. I'm not leading you astray, I swear. She asked me to pre-record my speech and come to the audio room during the mock trial.
Are you suggesting it was our client who told you to fake an alibi?
You have every reason to be surprised. I, too, was shocked when she told me that. Simply put, Juniper has a secret that she wished to protect that badly.
Is he kidding me? That lie couldn't be further from the truth. The problem is, how am I going to expose it?
It was an earnest request from an outstanding student. How could I possibly have refused?
I don't know. Maybe for, like, truth and not doing something illegal and turning in a student that's evil as shit. You could have easily done that. Whatever.
Juniper confessed to the murder and asked that I get her declared innocent in court.
Did you consider that a threat?
Yes. But it's now you to whom she has passed her demands on to. Miss Sykes, you must realize that you two are being used by Juniper.
What?
Your Honor, I ask that you two do not let her feigned weakness and innocence fool you. Juniper Woods is quite clever and extremely tough. And perhaps most important of all, she's a fervent follower of my teachings.
Well, you got me there. You are a douchebag. Your Honor, the witness's testimony is nothing but an attack on our client's character.
Very well. Objection sustained. So be it. Nevertheless, the fact that she threatened me is immutable. She also said I'd become an accomplice after losing my alibi due to the pre-recording.
How could you overlook such a threat? As a teacher, it's your duty to discipline students.
Yes, well, perhaps I do have some serious reflection to do on that matter. I suppose it was just wishful thinking on my part. I wanted to believe that Juniper hadn't actually committed murder, and that she hadn't meant to threaten me.
If that were... if Jesus Christ. If she had actually done the murder, you would have been blind as a bat.
Really? Please do explain. Long had I waited for a student who would embody my teachings. Does the witness realize what he's saying? Surely you must see the true meaning in my words. I am merely stating true to which I teach, and my methods are but a reflection of the times.
Oh, wow. His way of thinking is really warped, but I haven't heard any inconsistencies yet. I wouldn't be so sure.
Really?
The more he tries to avoid logical inconsistencies in his testimony, the more likely we'll see inconsistencies between his actions and words.
It is a dark age in which live, and there is much I would like to say on the matter. But when I said I would protect Juniper, I meant it because it's the humane thing to do.
You were trying to protect our client? Yeah, right. He'll say anything to pin the blame on Junie.
What a frightful look. I would ask that you not glare at me so. I've nothing but admiration for how Juniper was willing to go as far as to threaten me. That is why I am protecting her by any means possible. She has been a model student.
Liar! You're just trying to pin the blame on her. How am I going to show that what he's saying isn't what he's really thinking? I don't know, turn on your little device.
You cannot possibly overturn my claims, so isn't it about time you admitted defeat?
I suppose this guy is very statuesque, so it's hard to get a read on him.
After all, if my unassailable logic is not true, then what is?
If he thinks I'm going to give in to his pack of lies, he's got another thing coming. I'm going to find a hole in his story if it's the last thing I do. Even though he's rotten to the core, he's a total pro. I mean, that all made perfect sense. Yeah, but you can't believe a word he says. He's making this up as he goes along. He'll trip up on his own words yet. Time to see how consistently the professor's testimonies match up with his actual actions. Alright. How do I want to think about this one? Well, first of all, I'm going to save just for safety's sake. She said I'd become an accomplice after losing my alibi due to the pre-recording. Here's what I'm thinking. I feel like this is the statement. And what I think it is the tape recorder, identified as fake. Professor Means used Hugh to pass it on to the police. I think that... I don't think there would be any particular reason why Means would want to have this in the hands of the police. And since they're doing the scans on it right now, This seems like a very silly thing for him to do if he's so scared about losing his alibi.
Objection!
Shit. This piece of evidence clearly reveals the inconsistency of the way to determine.
I've been doing this far too long to be fooled by such nonsense.
Ugh, and I really tried hard that time, too. Your Honor, can I at least get credit for trying?
Very well. I hereby award Miss Sykes with the court's Wasted Effort Award.
No!
Where's the love?
Might have something to do with the... Actually, it might have something to do with the voice print analysis. Like, the tape recorder, yeah, that's one part of it. But maybe it has to do with the voice print analysis, and maybe it's a different piece.
Objection!
Shoot! Members of the court, please look at this. That's right. There's no need to explain anything. This piece of evidence says it all.
All that says to me is you're completely wrong.
God, I guess that won't fly. Okay, Shadow has apparently looked at the walkthrough, but you're not telling me the answer, but it does kind of make sense. Okay. If you could be, like, stupidly... Oh, yeah. Mario Pokemon is saying, okay, do you want to know which statement? You know what? That's a good hint first off. Which part of the statement is the proper one? The fifth one. Okay. I figured it was either the fourth one or the fifth one. And funny enough, I think this actually sort of hinted at the idea that it was further along. When I said I would protect Juniper, I meant it because it's the humane thing to do. All right. What contradicts that statement? What's the okay. That is the humane thing to do, according to this. I guess the thing that contradicts that at this stage is that he himself turned in the tape recorder, which has the female voice, Juniper's voice, which is like clearly her voice. And it said here, Professor Means used Hugh to pass it on to the police. Why would you do that?
Objection!
Yes! There we go. I was on the right track. I just didn't know what to present it on. So, let me get this straight. You were trying to help Miss Woods? That's nothing more than a bald-faced lie. No offense, Your Honor.
It's bald-faced, sir. Such defamation of my character and your hair follicles, Your Honor, is an outrage. Miss Sykes will clarify her statement, but leave my hair follicles out of it this time.
And by the way, thanks for the hints, guys. I appreciate it. Yes, of course, Your Honor. Now, please, take a look at this. The witness gave this tape to Mr. O'Connor. Then he slyly whispered,
"Take this to the police and tell them you found it."
There was no whispering, slyly or otherwise involved. I simply did that out of kindness.
Objection!
How old is Your Honor? Ancient. The tape contained our client's voice. In short, it is incredibly damning evidence. Damaging, rather. Why would it even exist if the witness wasn't trying to pin the murder on our client? They say the road to hell is paved with good intentions, but not yours. Ooh, you used the H-E double hockstick word in a video game on a Nintendo system. You never had good intentions, only lies to protect yourself with while blaming another. Your Honor, how old are you?
Dust.
You, Professor, are the embodiment of the dark age of the law. I know this game's rated M, but still, it's kind of weird just to hear that come out of nowhere. Yo.
Why, you little... You dare call my teaching and methods lies?
Ooh.
What the fuck? Themis Legal Academy is a proud institution. It's the most powerful in the world. You'll never forget what true education and lawyering means once I'm through with you.
Huh? Professor Means, what's with your hair?
Quiet! No talking in class!
Jesus!
Eyes and ears up here, everyone. Homeroom is now in session. We will begin with roll call. Athena Sykes.
I'm here. Yeah, homeroom, October 26th.
Apollo Justice.
I'm fine. I mean, here.
Fool! The proper response is here without any extraneous information.
Don't! I mean, here.
Next, Your Honor.
Here?
C-Class, that's the proper way to answer. Simon Blackwell.
He's got blades. You don't want to do anything with him.
I said Simon Blackwell. Are you here or not?
There's always one, isn't there? He's the emo jackass in the back that doesn't play with any of that.
Well, then, I'll just mark you absent. Now, get out of my class this instant. Get out? Oh, very well. If that's what you wish. Who am I to defy my homeroom teacher? But is that such a good idea? Prosecutor Blackwell is free of his shackles. Oh, God!
Ha ha! Just so happens I was a member of my high school's disciplinarian committee. But is that really so shocking? Waka waka. Hello, Ravenblood.
He is so not having this. Constabulary lapdog to teacher's pet. What a malleable mutt you are, Wright. Very good, Bobby. You just earned a gold star and a promotion to head disciplinarian. All right, class is now in session.
Why do I have this sudden urge to go to the nurse's office with a stomachache? All right, what you got to write now? Jennifer's the killer. I am innocent. Sure.
Pay attention! I am not the killer. Juniper is. This will be on the next test, so you had better be listening.
But Professor, you created the phony tape to pin the blame on Juniper. Plus, you were the only one who could have moved the body during the mock trial. I was not at school.
Athena, you disappoint me so. To think you would label me a murderer. Now, pay attention. The murder occurred on the 23rd between 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock p.m. But I was already at home by that time, so how could I have been involved in this crime?
Professor Means, can you really prove you had already gone home by that time?
Can you prove I was still at school?
No, I can't.
So you admit it. Well, you just earned extra credit for your honesty.
It's like a basketball.
But you have also earned yourself a laboratory cleaning duty until you graduate.
Oh, I do enough of that at the office. I hope Phoenix comes in. It's like, I'm the only one that can boss people around with the lavatory. No way, man! I totally object! Come on, man. I was hoping my throat would be okay tonight. Robin! I can't believe I fell for the professor's silver-tongued lies!
Why, how dare you talk about your teacher like that?
I'm not listening to you anymore, man! No way, no how! Now, I have a confession to make. You know those two statues that were on stage? I didn't make them all by myself! Statues on stage? Do I want to know where this is headed? I was able to finish one of them, but the last bell rang before I had time for the other one. So, I asked Professor Means to make it for me. In other words, the professor was there on the stage after the last bell. Right, and it would have been way past 7 p.m. before he could have finished.
Professor Means we're still at school? Oh, this is, well, this is an incredibly important testimony.
Hooray! Just lengthening this stuff up. The professor told me I'll take care of it. I thought my parents would let me be an artist if I said I'd make Bo's statue myself. I'm so sorry for not telling the truth. Robin. I need a freaking drink. Phoenix Wright has so much screaming, for the God's sakes. I think this is like the main stream series that has actually strengthened my voice considerably. Quick! Somebody get this juvenile delinquent out of my sight! Simon! You're head honcho amongst the delinquents. Do something! Yeah, but he doesn't have, like, electric shocker on anything. Except for, you know, Mr. Murder over there. And who's in charge of this glass pet around here?
Not interested, but if you want a class in swordsmanship, I'm your man. Of course, only real blades will do.
No swords at school! All weapons will be confiscated! Nurse! Nurse! Where's a school nurse when you need one?
It would seem Sykes Stono sees a showdown, Professor. Seeks, rather. In which case, you would do well to draw your staff, quick as lightning.
Very well! Then I will just have to prove my innocence myself. The real lesson begins in second period. Prepare to be served, old school style.
What is that? Oh, never mind. Your testimony, please.
I imagine just the judge is so done with all this. Like, God damn it. No pets allowed. Now, pay attention. Robin took over half a day to complete one statue. I, however, finished most of the other statue between 7 o'clock and 8:30 p.m. Now, the defendant Juniper saw the two statues with her own eyes at 8:30 p.m. Completing a statue so quickly meant I could not leave the stage for a single second. How could I have possibly had the time to go to the art room and commit murder? The board often changes behind him. Oh, okay, I see. Precisely. She said so herself at the detention center yesterday. The defense team was there and heard her say so too. Don't try to deny it now. That evening I went back to my dressing room to get something I'd forgotten there. It was well after the last bell rang. I'd say maybe around 8:30. That's when I noticed that both stage statues were finished. They were quite large and they were each covered with a white sheet, but I could tell. Maybe one of them was planted. Ah, right. The professor was there when that matter came up. Before I address the professor's charges, I have a question for Robin. How hard would it be to complete a statue like that in 1.5 hours? It would probably take at least twice as L-O-N-G. Stop being fancy. So personally, I think it would be incredibly difficult to finish it in that short time. That didn't exactly help our case. But he won't get off that easy. He's bound to stumble over his own slippery means. Especially since now he is so disheveled. I've seen a lot of comments saying, like, I love means at this point. Yes, yes. Hey, Mario Pokemon, I agree. He's so ridiculous right now. Oh, boy. My health. Now pay attention. Robin took over half a day to complete her statue. Yeah. Miss Newman took over half a day. Can you please be a little more precise than that? What a wonderful question. She was having quite a tough time, you see. Prosecutor Gavin's statue alone took her from the morning hours into the evening.
Well, it's a rather large statue, after all.
Don't be silly. It merely exposes the difference between student and teacher. I, however, finished most of the other statue between 7 o'clock and 8:30. Most of the other statue? What exactly does that mean? Robin created the basic outline of Mr. Wright's statue before the last bell rang. I, in turn, completed the rest of it. I see. In academics, as well as art, learning the basics is incredibly important. In short, you skipped the most important part of the statue making, didn't you? Funny Stuff says, I just made one and posted it in the Discord. Made what? Oh no. What? If You're not a part of the Discord. Get on that Discord and look at that nonsense. I love how you put it to gas, gas, gas. I'd play it on stream, but that would definitely get flagged. Anyway, why, you insolent little... It is the practical application built upon the basics that takes so much time. Prosecutors such as I mastered the basics a long, long time ago.
Unlike Miss Fancy Pants here, who lacks all loitering fundamentals.
Oh, quiet, you. Also, it looks like Funny Stuff did a direct upload to Discord, not a, not like a link to a YouTube upload to. Here, hold on a second. Let me see if, I'll try and post the link. Let's see if this works. There we go. There's the link to the Discord video.
Now, do you understand? I did not leave that stage until I was done. Well, Miss Sykes, do you accept the witness's claim?
Not a knife, Buster. No, no, I don't. I know there's more to this, and I won't stop until the truth comes out.
The more you struggle, the more you sink, like so much legal quicksand, so to speak. I used the world's ultimate technique to complete the statue by 8:30 p.m.
The defendant, Juniper, saw the two statues with her own eyes at 8:30. But maybe our client only thought she saw the statues.
Silence. A pity for you, but we have already confirmed it with the accused.
You literally joined just to watch. Oh, silly, ridiculous stuff happens there. Yeah, that's true. Just thought I'd give it a shot.
I have the ultimate in courtroom techniques. It is absolutely airtight.
Everyone fails except me.
I will bury you. This will be your final resting place, along with all who believed in you.
Is there no way to get this guilty? This guy guilty?
You better pay attention.
Pay very close attention. And clearly not, because I'm screwing up my lines.
Completing a statue so quickly meant I could not leave the stage for a single second.
I'm trying to pay attention to the board, but it's very difficult for me to, because I'm like, you know, I'm speed reading this stuff and like, you know, as I am freshly reading it for the first time. Anyway, why were you in such a hurry? Nobody may speak but me.
In the legal world, your body is your capital. The early bird gets the worm. That's why I get to bed at 9 o'clock p.m. each and every night. And that's why I was working as fast as I could. I didn't want to miss my bedtime. Well, ready to concede that I never left the stage? Well, Miss Sykes, do you accept the witness's claim?
No. No, I don't. I'd be careful, Athena, if you don't have anything. It's probably best just to grin and bear it for now until you find something to nail him with.
When will you cease this nonsense? I am quite busy today, as I was the night of the crime.
Oh, I think I understand what's going on here. How could I have possibly had the time to go to the art room and commit murder? Yeah, but you could have taken a short break or something.
Preposterous. I didn't even have 10 minutes to spare. Not even 5 for a visit to the lavatory. So I pissed myself. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Let me ask you, Your Honor, did you find anything wrong with my claim? So far, it appears that your statue making was quite a difficult chore. And I see nothing that could overturn your claim that you never left the stage.
But the art room is only a few steps away.
What's the plan?
All I can think of is pressing him like crazy. That's all I can think of, too. We'll just have to seek out a hole to exploit. Yes, okay. So, I think this was the statement that I was presenting on at one point. Let me see this. Did you skip over things? Did you? Oh, quiet, you. Okay, was this not the statement? Maybe it was... Okay. Do you accept... let's see if I say no. Or maybe I'm supposed to accept that and then not accept the other thing. Let me try that. Let me give that a shot. Yeah, I know that in the concept art, Professor Means had a snake on his shoulder that reared up whenever he was mad. That's kind of creepy. Probably very rarely happen considering he is not a very, like, angry person. Alright, I'm gonna say yes. I've tried everything, but I still can't prove anything. I guess I concede. I couldn't hear you. Say it louder this time. I concede that Professor Means never left the stage. That's right. But what took you so long? I was there at the stage the entire time. I couldn't possibly have committed that crime. I'm not gonna give up here. I'm afraid I have to side with the witness, Miss Sykes. And unless you have any further objections, I'll have to put this issue to rest. Objection. Yes. Not yet. The defense still has an objection. Athena, you've thought of something? Well, as I said, not yet. Oh, so it's time for legal smoke and mirrors. Not yet, Athena. It's not yet time to quit. It's at times like these when it seems like there's no way out that you have to... Yeah, I have to turn the case upside down. Instead of focusing on whether Professor Means could have gone to the art room, I should focus on how he could commit murder without going there. It seems our young lady has a real bona fide idea. I must use any means possible to distract her. See if I can think while I cast these stones. Who brought the bird to school? That's amazing. Sykes, don't know if I hear one word of your usual jibber-jabber, I shall have your head. The murder occurred in the art room, yet the witness was on the stage. How do you propose to fill the vast gap between these two key facts? If I accept the premise that the professor was on the stage the entire time, the only other answer is that we got something else wrong. Wait. That's it. Every last one of us made a huge mistake. We were totally wrong about the... suspect. Murder weapon. Crime scene. I mean, I have to assume it's crime scene. I love watching Apollo and Athena pick up on Phoenix's ultimate technique. Bluffing. If Professor Means was on the stage the entire time, then he must be the killer. Ridiculous! The defense has become utterly incoherent! Oh, you'll post the concept art in the Discord because you don't know if you can send links. Oh, give me a second, actually. Hold the phone. There we go. Okay, I verified you, so you can post it in the Discord now. There we are. No, it's just the murder wasn't committed where we thought it was. Come again? Continue, Sykes, Dono. Okay, the murder was actually committed here. Was it done on the stage? Oh my god, was it done on the stage?
Take that!
Oh wow, that's an interesting picture. The greatest riddle of this case has been how the body was moved from the art room. But if the murder occurred on the stage, that means the body was never moved at all. The murder occurred at the art room. Silly girl, when the body was found, there wasn't a drop of blood on the stage floor. Surely there would have been some blood if that's where the murder was committed. There wasn't any blood on the stage? Really? But there was something on stage at that time of the murder that's now blood-stained. I wonder if it might have had something to do with this. It's true. There were no bloodstains on the stage floor. But there was something on the stage that did have a bloodstain. And that would be this. The school banner. No blood would have gotten on the floor if this were under the victim when she was killed.
Oh my, that's quite a compelling theory.
Silence.
I don't know. That blood spatter ain't all that big. Yikes! What is it now? My theory makes perfect sense.
That was a pathetic attempt. You must put every inch of your body into your attacks. The autopsy states the cause of death was loss of blood. Yet only a trace amount was found upon the banner. Where did the rest go? Blood getting on there when the body was moved by wire. Makes more sense than not. Very good, Simon. Tell me, what's your first choice for higher education? I'll write you the ultimate in recommendation letters. You're all but guaranteed to get in.
Actually, the defense has something to explain that as well.
You do?
If there was only a trace amount of blood on the school banner, then there must have been something else the killer used to soak up the blood. All I have to do is figure out what. This is what sucked up most of the victim's blood. Sir, I believe it was this.
Why, it looks like there's some other piece of fabric on top of the school banner.
It's the Gaviniers banner that had been specially made for the school concert. Since it's on top of the school banner, the blood would have hit it first. It could have easily absorbed most of the blood like a dishcloth, and only a small amount would have soaked through to the school banner below. So it makes total sense for the school banner to only have a little blood on it.
So that banner absorbed the blood like a dishcloth. Oh, yes, that would explain it. Oh my god, I forgot to do my dishes.
I'm sorry, I just imagined he would be that spotty.
The Cavaliers banner was like a dishcloth? Surely it was at least towel quality. Simon, don't just stand there. Do something. Sykes, Dono, you are learning to wield a blade quite well. But how will you respond when I come slashing at you like this? The remnant of a large bloodstain was detected in the art room. But why would there be blood there if the murder occurred on the stage as you claim?
You just leave the body up there for a while and let it bleed out. Ooh, that's some interesting... Oh, Jesus. Is that Sykes, concept art? That is strange word. Oh. Because that's my first immediate thought. Because it's the exact same, like, primary colors and all that. It's on the Discord, Mario. Anyway. The bloodstain in the art room was faked. How? I'll tell you how. All that was needed was something that could transport the blood upstairs. And that something was a piece of evidence we've just finished discussing. The killer used this to bring the victim's blood up to the art room. I feel like it might have been this. Maybe. Yes!
To think you'd stoop so low as to present mere garbage to this court!
It's only garbage because someone tried to destroy it by tossing it in the incinerator. That someone was most likely the killer seeking to get rid of the crucial evidence. The killer used the wire to bring the blood-soaked Gavinier's banner to the art room. Then, blood was wiped onto the floor to complete the ruse. It makes perfect sense! Man, I feel like blood spatter analysis would say otherwise. I guess I'm putting too much actual science into this. Heart earrings are so hippie. And also, Mariokimon verified. There we go.
Order! Order! This is quite a development. To think the body was never actually moved. Hold it right there! The body must have been moved! How else do you explain that loud crash you heard during the mock trial? If it wasn't caused by the body crashing into the statues, then what was it?
I hadn't thought of that. If that loud crash wasn't the body hitting the statues, then what was it indeed? The knot in the skull banner shows that something was carried along the wire in it. So if that's true, I know what I have to find. Something that was in the art room before the murder and then on the stage after. The object that was sent down the wire to crash into the statues was... I mean, couldn't it have been the body? I feel like it could have been. And, like, you know, leave it in the art room and then bring it back down. It was her, by the way. She looks like an actual alien. I don't know how I feel about that. Kind of same way. I'm glad they went with a slightly toned down thing where it's just like, oh, normal outfit, except has sci-fi technology built into it. She looks like Lisa Basil from Recipe for Turnabout. Kinda. A little bit. Okay. So, the object that was sent down the wire to crash the statues. I'm gonna save, just because I am currently in a major red area right now. Man, couldn't you have sent the body? Oh, damn it.
I can't say I dislike it, but how about you, Your Honor? My preference aside, it gets a failing grade as an answer. Failing grade. Oh, damn it.
Shoot. No! Can I request a retake? Okay. Something that was in the art room before the murder and then on the stage after. You know, okay. What I'm wondering is maybe it has something to do with the you know, this thing. This thing.
That statue!
Yes, I believe it was the statue that broke the other two, not Professor Court's body. The unique statue you see on the right, that's the pure white Lady Justice from earlier. Professor Court accidentally broke it while she was polishing it the day before the mock trial. But she used her own unique artistic sense and technique to repair it as you see here. Nobody would have guessed that it was originally Lady Justice. Oh, you have ice cream? Jealous.
Perhaps you are onto something. But why? Pray tell, would anyone move that scrap heap relic in such a tedious manner? Excellent question, Simon. Keep them coming.
You know why? But, you know why. But the fact that you won't acknowledge it shows how twisted you are. Lady Justice was moved during the mock trial. During that time, Professor Meads was fabricating an alibi with his pre-recorded speech. If we consider the facts, then Lady Justice was moved in order to interrupt the mock trial. Professor Means was trying to interrupt the mock trial. That must be the answer. Uh-oh.
Then let me ask this. Why would the professor want to interrupt the mock trial?
I object, Your Honor. I object to how you always ask people questions like that. You should try thinking for yourself once in a while.
Oh, I just had a thought. It involves a penalty for a certain smart alecky defense attorney.
Whoops.
That's enough. I see no need to prolong this trial any further. The defense's case is insufficient to overturn the prosecution's claims,
despite how freaking airtight it is.
This court finds the defendant, Juniper Woods, guilty.
Oh yeah, I did save it. Although, real quick, I'm going to check and see whether or not this save is... If this save is cushy, I might just go on with a little bit more health on my health bar. We're going to check this real quick, though. The fact you won't acknowledge it shows how twisted you are. Save. Lady Justice was moved during the mock trial. During that time, Professor Meads was fabricating an alibi with his pre-recorded speech. If we consider the facts, then Lady Justice was moved to... point us to the body. Professor Means used his pre-recorded speech to fake an alibi during the mock trial. He wanted to make it look like he couldn't possibly have moved the body. Moving Lady Justice was his way of pointing us to the body and cementing his alibi.
That's quite a persuasive argument. For a while there, I thought you weren't taking the trial seriously. Well done.
You haven't been serious, Your Honor. Clearly. Hello? Oh, what the heck do you have to say?
You should never underestimate me, Athena Sykes. Professor Means always means what he says and says what he means by all means.
Stop with your tongue twisters and get on with it. Fine then, say it already. I'm waiting.
The murder occurred the night before, but the body wasn't found until later the next day. Countless students passed to the stage till they met in the lecture hall for the mock trial.
The body was absolutely not, would be absolutely be found. Yeah, okay.
So answer me this. Why didn't anyone see the body the entire time?
That can be explained by,
If the victim was murdered on the stage and left there, the body would inevitably have been discovered. And of course, there was nowhere to hide a body upon that stage. This is not good, Athena. Our claim is this close to being beaten to a pulp.
I know. We've come so far.
Consider yourself schooled. I couldn't have possibly killed anyone. Slam dunk. The killer is none other than Juniper Woods. It always has been, and it always will be.
Just wait a minute.
Poor Juniper. She must seriously regret having asked you to defend her.
Shut up.
And to add insult to injury, you nearly had Hugh convicted for murder. Surely you haven't forgotten that little fiasco.
Leave me alone. Again, I'm calling slander, Your Honor.
Shut up! Not only did you fail to defend your client, you also raised false charges against her friend. You have no right to call yourself a lawyer.
I'm gonna beat this guy's ace. Internal and external screaming. Oh, don't let this guy bully you around.
But if this trial proceeds in the same manner and ends in the same way as the mock trial, would you not lose everything you've worked so hard to gain?
Well, I'll just have to make sure that doesn't happen then, won't I? Right. The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma. Don't tell me I've failed once again. Failed to save someone near and dear to me. I've worked so hard to become a lawyer, and even studied psychology. Has it all been for naught? Am I just doomed to relive that all over again? Ah, yes, getting back into this mode. Oh god. Widget is dead.
Athena, what's wrong?
Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Relax, Athena. Breathe. It's not working. Everything's going dark. After all I've done, is this how it ends? Forgive me, Junie. I couldn't protect you like I said I would. Yes, you can! Wake up! Yay! You leave Athena alone, man! She's the one who saved me! It was because of Athena that I could stop hiding and start living my life as a girl again. And she saved the friendship between Hugh, Juniper, and I. I think you're an awesome lawyer, Athena. One of the best. But I raised false charges against you. And that's not all. I've done some seriously unforgivable things. Come on, Hugh. Save this. Yes, yes. Shadow says, Excuse me, but isn't a witness causing the lead defense to have a panic attack considered slander? Like I said, this reality doesn't care about, logistics. It cares about its own and nothing more. What's the big deal? False charges are nothing to be scared of. And I'm not even mad at you. I should really be thanking you. You used legitimate means to expose my wrongdoings and give me a chance to re-examine what's important. But what does it matter if I can't save Juniper? I mean, the whole reason I've come so far is... Yes.
It's not over yet, Thena. Even now, at this very moment, I still believe in you.
Judy?
I know you better than most people, Thena. And I know you'd never surrender to the dark age of the law like the professor did. Thank you, Junie. But I feel like I can barely breathe. I don't know what to do.
Silence.
Are you going to be like one of the people that actually gives encouragement here? Oh no, of course not.
Stop your bleeding this instant. You look an utter fool.
Oh, okay. Tough love. Prosecutor Blackwell?
There is one who awaits you, is there not? And that's the reason you have studied so very hard. Are you prepared to give up on all you have worked for thus far? It would not do to have you disappoint you-know-who.
Objection.
You're wasting your time. You have nothing on me. No evidence or anything else to establish my guilt. You are helpless before the might of lawyers for whom the end justifies the means.
Objection!
The biggest cheeky dark age of the law when an end justifies the means. That's what it said on the blackboard. Don't worry, Athena. You're doing fine. The truth will always win against people like him.
But, Apollo, what am I supposed to do now?
Listen, all you have to do is take a deep breath and look back over the entire case. Ah, Gabriel dropped your spoon, so now it's time for Spoon 2, The Awakening. I thought you were going to say, like, Spoon 2, Electric Boogaloo. If there's truth to be found, and there always is, you're sure to find it. Now, let me see your smile. Remember what Mr. Wright said? The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. There's a good smile. Work on that one.
Thanks, everyone.
You don't have to worry about me now. The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. Athena Sykes is psyched and ready to rock. Prepare for your utter defeat. It's logic time. Professor Court wasn't killed in the art room. She was killed right when her body was found. We know because there wasn't any time to move the body there from somewhere else. That means the body had to have been hidden somewhere on stage until it was found. Let's think along these lines and see where it takes us. First up, when did Professor Means remove the body from its hiding place? Well, let's see. What he was doing right before the body was discovered. He was using the span of time his fake alibi created to move the body to where it would be more easily spotted. Therefore, the only time Professor Means could have moved the body from its hiding place is during the mock trial. Actually, no, before it. Shit. Or is that exactly right? Okay, no, that was right. It was during the mock trial, specifically during the speech. Professor Means moved the body to an easily seen location during his long pre-recorded speech. The professor also moved something to the stage that wasn't there before, specifically the white statue. During the mock trial, Professor Means wrapped the white Lady Justice in the school banner. and sent it zipping down to the stage with a crush, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. He drew attention to the body and made it look like the murder occurred in the art room. But was there anywhere to hide a body on that stage? It doesn't seem likely. No, there had to be someplace. Wait a second. How about something that should have been finished, but was only mostly done? Something was used to cover up the body, but it didn't draw undue attention because it looked like it belonged there on stage. In that way, no one would suspect there was a body hidden inside. What was already on the stage and capable of concealing a body? The Wright statue! That's why it didn't break! Oh, I know. The Mr. Wright statue was never actually finished. The body was wrapped under some cloth to hide what was really inside, cleverly disguising it as a boss's statue. The boss's statue. Damn it! We got it! Mr. Newman gave up on the Wright statue, yet Professor Means finished it in a single night.
Yes, what an impressive feat that was.
No, his so-called work of art deserves none of our praise. That's because it was only a facade to hide his real work. The murder of Professor Court.
Come again? I'm afraid I don't follow.
He hid the body by making it look like the statue of Mr. Wright. With the body wrapped under a piece of cloth, it looked just like a statue.
What?
I second that. What?
Now, this is getting interesting. No! This is getting preposterous! How would such a thing even be possible?
Oh, stop faking it. We'll never know until we try.
Uh-oh.
I think I know where this is going. Okay, Apollo, time to turn me into a reasonable likeness of Mr. Wright. I'm gonna pose like the statue, like so. And now I want you to wrap me up in a cloth so that I look like a statue.
I hate to ask the obvious, but where am I supposed to get this magical cloth?
I don't know, does somebody have a cloth on them or something that could just shroud me?
I'm afraid that isn't the right color, Mr. Justice.
Well, given how sudden the request was, it's kind of the best I could do, Your Honor. Oh, is it the judge's, cape? I hope so.
All right, I think that about does it.
Ooh. Well, what do you think, everyone? Do I look just like a statue of Mr. Wright or what? It looks like some random person to me. Weren't the statues a pair of us? Professor Wright has that spiky hair on the back of his head. Forget the hair! The statue's head is way bigger than your average person anyway. Cue the strangest courtroom reenactment of all time. That's about right. You gotta hand it to me for trying, anyway. Wait. That's it. The hands! Her arms are raised over her head, and there are dark bruises around her wrist. Yeah, the professor was probably tied up with something. The marks on her wrist indicated she'd been tied up. Apollo, tie me up in a new pose! Oh, wait, you're not into this kind of thing, are you? No. And if you are, no judging. Whatever. You do whatever you want in the privacy of your own home. What? No. Besides, it was your idea. Just tell me how to tie your hands already. Professor Court's wrists were tied together, and I can't help but think that's related. How should I arrange myself to match the shape I want, given her hands were tied? In an objection pose. Behind my head. Behind my back. Behind head. Apollo, tie both of my hands behind my head. See, this makes it possible to fake the spikes on the back of Mr. Wright's head.
Sure, but then what about the statue's arm?
With both arms behind your head, you can't exactly complete the pose. Yeah, it would be awfully hard to make the objection pose like this. Boy, I feel like we're in some kind of an art study. It's just like, She's putting herself right in the center. It's just like, okay, everybody, get your canvases out. I hope you guys have all of your, your chalk or... Oh, God, what is it even called? I didn't go to art school. I can't help thinking you've forgotten something, Athena. Something on the body that you don't have right now. What did the victim's body have that I don't? Whoa. Oh, right. There was an arrow sticking out of her side. I can only imagine Blackwell's expression during this entire thing. Well, you don't have to imagine it. There he is. He's right there. Okay, Apollo, take that and plunge it into my side. Maybe I'll just tuck it under your armpit or something. What, are you crazy? Fine then, go get some duct tape. Rapido, schnell! Alright, alright. I don't need to know any other languages to know bossy when I hear it. The fatal arrow to the side. Spiky hair created from 2 hands. A masterpiece in the making. Now, cover me with that cloth. But remember to make the arrow stand out, okay? How about that?
Mommy, the arm's too short.
Shh. Remember your indoor voice, dear. Nobody's buying it. The arrow's nowhere near long enough. But what else could you use for the arm?
Still won't give up, eh? I must commend you, if only for your spirit and determination. Of course she's not giving up. After all she put me through, she owes me an explanation, and one that makes sense. Now, disappoint me again, and the penalty will be doubly painful.
Yikes. Guess I better get this right this time. Think, Athena, think. Professor Court was murdered when she stopped by the stage to see Professor Means. If it wasn't premeditated, he must have used something close at hand in his little ruse. Apollo, show me those stage setup photos again. Like that, right now? Okay, hold on. I just feel like he's just running around like a chicken with its head cut off. It's like, oh God, please stop. The arm on Mr. Wright's statue is really this right here. Oh dear, I think I see where this is going. Got it. I know what he used for the arm on the statue, Mr. Wright. Of Mr. Wright.
This is absurd. This is no such thing in this photo.
Don't play dumb with me, Professor. It's the staff you have right there.
Staff, this is the spear of a great legal warrior.
Whatever. Just hurry up and lend it to me. I feel like that would actually, like, poke out a little bit too much, but okay. The length is perfect. Mr. Wright couldn't possibly object to such an awesome arm. Okay, go for it, Apollo. Sure, I'll give your arm a hand, cloth, and binding coming right up. There we go. Bunch of duct tape. BDSM.
Objection!
Huh? Oh, okay.
Oh. How did you wrap up Mr. Wright in that thing?
It's Phoenix Wright! Look, it's that famous lawyer!
That's definitely him. I'd know that pose anywhere.
We did it. Didn't we? Well, am I not the splitting image of the legendary Phoenix Wright? The man who will bring us out of these dark ages and into the era of a brilliant golden light. Yeah, stop flattering him.
Golden light? All I see before me is the pink specter of a man.
That's just because Mr. Wright likes his statue. He's positively tickled pink. Get it, Apollo? He's tickled pink. Are you losing your freaking mind? Blah, that joke deserves a pink slip. Everybody here is going to a special circle of hell where puns are used.
It seems the gallery is quite impressed with the defendant's sharp thinking. And the witness? The The resemblance is nothing more than a coincidence.
Not so fast there, Buster. Unfortunately for you, I can prove my theory to be more than mere coincidence. To prove that his spear was thrust into the victim, all I have to do is examine the spear for prints. See if it's a staff or spear. Oh god, it's an obvious choice, but yeah, thanks for the laughs. We had assumed the victim's jagged wound came from the arrow being forcibly shoved in, but if the wound was from the spear instead, then we should be able to detect traces of the victim's blood on it.
Your Honor, a brief recess, if you will.
No. Hell no.
By any means possible, what if I get rid of my spear? Wait, what if I burn it?
What's wrong with a non-guilty verdict?
If I do that, I'll be found innocent. Oh, yes, I'm innocent, I tell you.
Surely you don't expect us to take lectures from you now. Now, I ask you in the gallery. Help me decide the professor's fate. Bathroom detail. Retake bar exam. 30% salary cut. Help me! Dismissal! I love this. Carpal tunnel! Get... Oh, thank God. Honestly, I figured that those were dentures. Okay, Mario Kimon says, now in the Japanese version, Means doesn't have his staff when you first meet him, and it was thrust into court at the time. For some unknown reason, the English translation gave him the spear. This was later fixed in the iOS port. Interesting. Weird. Oversights.
Prosecutor Blackwell, what has become of our witness, Aristotle Means? It is as Sykes Stoner suspected. Blood was detected on his staff. He has admitted to his heinous crime. All of it.
He's dead.
He shall join us in the clink tomorrow. His teaching skills can be put to good use there.
Great. He'll teach felons that the end justifies the means. So much for rehabilitation. Can I ask what the professor's motive was?
I could barely make out a word he said on account of his shattered tooth.
One of Blackwell's fellow inmates was once a surgeon. Why not a former dentist, too?
I eventually had him put pen to paper. Turns out Professor Means was the one taking bribes. The victim had suspected him after a report from the class snitch. That led to her to question him at length the day of the killing. Right there on that stage. The result? The heinous crime that was brought before this court. The fool, like Newman, had come to know of the script's contents via the victim's note. It seems he came up with a plan to stab the victim with her own awl in order to make the killing look like the one in the script, and thus frame the defendant.
But that scrap of paper with Hugh's name had the same mark as Professor Court's planner.
Yes, about that. Those planners are bestowed upon all students graduating at the top of their class.
Really? So then...
Indeed. Once upon a time, Professor Means was also awarded the same notebook.
Oh, how symbolic.
The handwriting is being analyzed now, but like as not, the scrap belonged to him. This, too, was evidence of the bribery scheme that the victim had obtained. Knowing the Constance Court was clean, and the only Aristotle Means took the bribes. To think a professor would murder a colleague, then try to pin it on a student. If this is the dark age of the law, then we can only hope that a brighter future awaits. And the first step is to hand down my verdict for a promising young lady. This court finds the defendant, Juniper Woods.
Thank God. I'm just like, please don't. There, you happy? You're all free. Shadow the Wolf says, wait, so even though he was never carrying the staff in the Japanese version, in the iOS port, he's holding his hand out like he should be carrying it.
Weird. Well, I wish you all the best on your road to becoming a courtroom judge. We will need young people like you if we ever hope to restore the law to its former glory.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll work as hard as I can. Maybe one day I'll be able to work with all you to make a difference.
Well, luckily, apparently if you're a judge in this universe, you have eternal life. So, I guess Juniper's in good hands.
Proudly serve Professor Court's memory. Do not let her death be in vain.
That's the last thing I expected to hear from him today. I mean, he's a little bit of a scumbag, but he has at least got some kind of a heart.
Court is adjourned.
All right. October 26th, District Court. Defendant Lobby, number 3.
Thank you, Athena. I really mean it.
It was nothing, really. I can take the biggest tangled mess of a case and unravel it just like that. Man, you are lying through your freaking teeth. I don't know. You look pretty wound up in there at the end. Literally and figuratively. You look pretty hungry for a knuckle sandwich, Buster.
I wanted to thank you too, Apollo.
Oh, don't mention it.
The way you were always there for Athena when she was in a bind.
And also in a bind, but you know.
And at the detention center, where your smile gave me hope when there was none. It was like the warm rays of the sun shining down on a peaceful woodlands. I think you're an absolutely amazing person.
Stop fawning over him. Thanks, Juniper. That means a lot to me. But I still have lots of work to do, and I can't wait until we see you on the judge's bench.
I promise I'll get there someday. That's why until that day, I'll...
Hello? Guys, I've got some big news! I mean, this is huge. Oh! Am I interrupting something? And this is why she has a crush on him in 5-1. Oh! Shoot. Now I understand. No, it's okay, I think. So, what's the big news? The school festival! It was supposed to have been canceled after what happened, but... Oh, that's what Phoenix has been doing. We just got a call. In memory of Professor Constance Court, who worked so hard to make it happen, the festival is being extended one extra day until tomorrow. Really? All right! Sweet, it's time to party down. Time to hear the Gavineers, although unfortunately they have no banner.
We've got a special
Party down. Make sure that thing doesn't catch fire.
Achtung, baby. It's time for the guitar serenade.
Again, if this guitar catches fire, I'm going to be on the floor. Nope. Okay, never mind. No, his voice really doesn't match here. October 27th, Themis Legal Academy, 3rd floor, lecture hall. Wow, that was so much fun. School festivals are amazing. Oh, Shadow says, okay. So apparently, he holds his hand out like that even in the Japanese version. Maybe in the US version, they made him hold it so it would seem less awkward. I have no clue. I wouldn't know the differences between the changes, you know, the different versions.
He. I think you and Robin are getting a little carried away.
Ah, your singing voice, Juniper! It could melt my H-E-A-R-T. Funny Stuff says, I almost wish there was a recurring joke where Gavin's guitar catches fire in one way or another. It's just like, I know I'm some kind of a rock god, but come on! Anyway,
Mr. Wright, thank you for that training seminar.
Just remember the objection pose is all about attitude. Oh, and congrats on your mock trial win. Although Robin had you for a while there. I did, didn't I? I'm just glad we're back to how we used to be, thanks to Athena. And you know what? I think I'll stick with becoming a prosecutor after all. I'm gonna make up for my mock trial loss by winning the real deals in court. Mock trial loss? What loss? Wait, did they reprise the trial and Hugh won? Sweet. Level-headed lawyer, course genius, and hot-blooded prosecutor course student will go head-to-head in a mock trial battle for the She-Devil's Black Heart. So, does that mean it's really gonna happen?
Juniper, there's something I've been wanting to say to you.
Oh dear, time for the sweets to happen. Huh? Oh, is he gonna do what I think he is?
Juniper, can we still be friends? You know, best friends like we've always been.
Huh? Best friends? Hugh, weren't you gonna profess your love for Juniper if you won the mock trial?
No, I was gonna confess that I'm not a genius and that I'm really 25 years old.
Sweet. Shadow says, wait, so, is this the first thing Hugh actually won legitimately? Yeah, I guess he's got some brains on him if he can at least do the trial properly.
But you already dragged it out of me during the trial.
Whoops!
Listen, Hugh, you too, Robin. Miriam.
Get off of the floor.
Me too?
Miriam's got this tactical espionage action stuff going down to a science. Down to a science.
I've been thinking, it's up to us to put an end to the dark age of the law if we can. Let's all work together to usher in a new age where winning only results from the truth. And the end never justifies the means. Count me in!
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Okay, that's not a yes. Best friends forever, huh? No matter what anyone says, nothing beats true friendship. You bet. And what about your BFF, Apollo? Aren't you a bit old to be using that word? But, yeah. He's the best friend a guy could have. Which reminds me, we're supposed to meet up and gossip about the new girl in the office? Hey, no talking about me behind my back. So, what kind of guy is he anyway?
Well, if I had to describe him in one word.
And so, after some slight arm twisting, Apollo promised to bring me to meet his friend. Unfortunately, that promise was never meant to be fulfilled. But not long after, their friendship was mercilessly severed by fate. And the bonds between us began to fray and unravel as well. Oh no. Sorry, but I'll be taking a leave of absence. Even now, those words continue to ring in my ears. The discord in our ever-cheerful Apollo's voice made him sound so cold and distant. Why, Apollo? Why? Why would you leave us all behind? Some dark shit, which we will be figuring out on the next installment. Episode 4, The Cosmic Turn. What? God. Are we doing space now or aliens? That's weird. I'm saving. Who was the murderer in the Orca case? The murderer was... Well, actually, it was nobody. The captain ended up falling into the pool on accident because... Yeah, there wasn't really a murderer in that one. Because, unfortunately, Mr. Fishy Pirate, Fishy Man... Oh, God, I even forgot his name already. Why? My brain. But anywho, yeah, it wasn't. It was basically a freak accident, and then it was a horrifying cover up. Yep, Marlon. Thank you, Mario. Marlon Rhymes. Anywho, so we have saved, and we're going to be continuing. Oh God! Wait, cutscene.
Again. A broken courtroom. The dark age of the law. The courtroom bombing incident. A terrible attack launched by the will of a madman. That incident perfectly symbolized the state of the legal world in this dark age of the law. Mr. Wright brought it to a resolution of sorts.
Yeah, fancy smancy, Mr. Wright.
Ted Tonate was discovered to be the one responsible for the bombing. If only it were that simple. Somehow I can't help but think. That there's a darker influence at work. One that's lurking in the shadows, waiting. That's why I want to review the trial that was taking place when the bombing occurred.
We haven't done that yet.
After all, I've got more than a few personal stakes in it.
And that's happening in episode 4, Cosmic Turnabout. You called that he committed suicide on accident. Yeah. Okay, more cutscenes. Again, this is in space? What is going down? What is happening? Spaceman! Okay, rockets. Are we gonna run into,
Check complete. Everything's A-okay. We're ready here whenever you are.
Yarp. Elon Musk says yes. Bang! Okay, so a rocket blew the hell up.
Do you copy?
Beep, beep, beep. Oh no! Everybody, okay, this is starting to feel a little bit like a movie, actually. Stardate 420. This case is both ridiculous and sad. All right, I guess we'll... Oh, Jesus! Why? The place just exploded. Why are you stabbing people? Okay. Well, color me interested. All right, I'll get to this on the next time that I play Phoenix Wright Dual Destinies. I'll just go ahead and save this right here, just so that I know that it's, done, taken care of. Oh, and also there's the eye patch now. Funny Stuff says, I don't remember much about this case, but you remember those 2 words describing it well. Okay. Next week he's gonna be good. Okay. Well, I think that'll about do it. We've actually gone, pretty over time. Well, not, ridiculous. I don't really have an overtime kind of thing, but I try and cut myself off at 10. But anyway. It's nice and warm in here because I have all these computers running. So I think now would be a good time to, vent this place out. Okie dokie. Thanks everybody who came out to watch the stream. I appreciate it a lot. If you want to take a look at this after it's done, it's going to be uploaded to the YouTube once I get through all the backlog of the VODs, which they're currently uploading 1 per day. Pretty much, well, 1 per weekday, I should say. So you should be seeing this on the YouTube page as a VOD afterwards. I stream on Saturdays, Sundays, and Wednesdays, all of them starting at around 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. And like I mentioned earlier with Brennan, yes, I'm going to be playing Smash tomorrow because, Joker just came out. I definitely need to take a look at that, so I will be playing the campaign for Joker. I have not done that yet. And then I guess I probably will do a little bit more World of Light, and then we will dive into some online matches, and I might try out Joker online. I know quite a few people probably will be. So that's the plan for Saturday. Some more stuff that I've been doing. Have I played any Persona games? I haven't. Mainly because I thought about doing Persona 5, but then there was that controversy involved with, because it's so story-based, they didn't want stuff to be spoiled online. And so they were telling people, like, do not play it on, or at least we will be sending out strikes to your channel and all that jazz. So I'm not all that comfortable with even associating with a company that has pretty harshly gone and done that. So I probably won't be covering it on the stream, unfortunately. FYI, don't use his Final Smash in Classic mode. If I win in with a Final Smash, it soft locks the game. At least in Classic mode. Okay. Wow. That's weird. Okay, I'm going to attempt to try and avoid that then. Whew, nice looking out. It's unfortunate when soft locks stuff like that happens. At least it's not like a hard lock or like your system completely fries. That's in the past, they aren't banning them anymore. I know that they aren't, but at the same time, you have to look at that with a little bit of cynicism, or at least I do. That kind of tells me that that's their philosophy on things. I know it's probably for an early portion period of time. I need to put myself a lot of distance between that. I don't know. I guess I'm not interested enough that I feel it is justified to go and take a look at that thing. It's not as bad as the Piranha Plant corruption. Oh yeah, wasn't that the all-star mode thing? Yeah. Anywho, if you want to know some other games that I am currently playing, I really do need to get back. I want to play 20XX again. I have been putting that off just because I feel like that's a really good Wednesday game. So I might do that next Wednesday. I'm not sure. There's that. I've done random VR streams. I probably won't be doing that anytime soon just because well, actually, come to think of it, I do need to play Vacation Simulator at some point. So as soon as I manage to pick that up, yeah, I will be playing that. PC Building Simulator, that was another thing. And Ace Attorney games. I've been doing this entire, not a retrospective, but an entire blind playthrough of the entire thing, because for some reason I decided in my wisdom that, nope, I want to hold off on this until I start doing Let's Plays or something. And, here I am. Okie dokie. Again, it's hot. I'm going to open Windows and shut the stream off so that my computer can cool off. Okay, that'll do it. Again, thanks for coming out. See you next time. Not BRB. What are you doing?